The following is a production of WCMP Sports. It's time for high school basketball here on Nice 95.5. Tonight we'll see the Rush City Tigers getting set to do battle against the Mora Mustangs. Tip-off is coming up shortly, but now we send it to the court for the pregame. And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to tonight's girls basketball matchup here at Rush City High School between the Tigers and the Mora Mustangs. I am Ethan Game Day Gilman, and we are live on 95.5 FM KBEK. And joining alongside me this evening is Joe Lattimore. Joe, thanks so much for joining me.
Hey, thanks for having me again, Ethan. It's always fun to do a game with you. Another Mora girls basketball game. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it should be a fun one here between these two teams, both sitting with the same record at 1-5 on the season. The Rush City Tigers beat East Central, so they do have a conference win on the season, but they also have 3 conference losses up to this point. On the other side, for Mora, who's in the Granite Ridge Conference, they have 1 win against Mille Lacs, so they did beat a Great River Conference team as well, but they also have a conference loss against Albany. So they're in a better situation, although they have 2 conference losses with St. Cloud Cathedral. But these two teams going at it here tonight, and I haven't been able to call a Rush City girls game. You had the ability to here on Thursday, and we've seen Mora play a couple of times, but what's kind of the scouting report on this Rush City girls basketball team? I
was here for their game against Pine City on Thursday night, which Pine City won 80-45. Pine did what it likes to do. They pressed and were able to get some turnovers and some easy buckets. And Lottie and Lind really took over the game there and had a great game for that. But Rush City played really hard. I was talking to the coaches there after the game. They were saying that, conference-wise, that's the most points that Pine City had given up in conference play. So they were very happy with that piece of it. They were able to get some things going. Of course, when you're talking about Rush City basketball, girls basketball runs through Kayla Dietrich. She's a junior, number 5. You'll hear her name a lot tonight. Good scorer. Will try and break the presses, and it kind of runs through her first. But then they got a lot of girls that play. They play about 10 girls, 9-10 girls, subbing in a lot. So they have a little bit of depth that they go through. So that's what we'll be seeing tonight. Again, we got Grace Folcom as another senior who's on the team. Autumn Stream plays a lot as well for the Tigers, along with the Hemming sisters, Caitlin and Veronica, and Taylor Lenzen as well as another one who is a guard type who likes to put the ball on the ground and create some scoring opportunities. So we've got some depth and play hard, play together. So it should be a good matchup tonight.
Yeah, I think so as well, and a lot of times when you have 2 teams coming in with similar records, a lot of times that really doesn't tell the whole story for these 2 teams, and it really doesn't for Rush City. Now, they have lost to Ogilvie and Bram and Spectrum, but when you look at it, yes, it's double-digit points. They also lost to North Branch only by 2 points, so you're going up against these pretty darn good teams, and you're only losing. Now, I know you might say to yourself, well, it's 16, 14 points against Spectrum, and then you go to 6 against Ogilvie, but 2 against North Branch. North Branch is a 4A school who they played against. Well, in some sports, I guess, in basketball, they're 3A. But to go up against a 3A school in North Branch, who's pretty darn good at basketball, both boys and girls, and to only lose by 2 points, I think that says a lot for this Rush City team. Again, you can go a lot into how, the points don't, when you look at a schedule, the points really don't matter because it's how the team plays. Well, they played really well against a very good North Branch team, and I think that says a lot. And again, when you are a team who comes in and scores the most points on Pine City in the conference, that's another big thing, because Pine City has been the team to beat in the conference for the last 5 years or so, and to score the most points. Now, of course, they did lose, but to come in and score that many points against them, I think that is extremely encouraging for a team like Rush City, who is, may not look like the type of team that's going to go out and beat a Pine City, but I think it's any given night for this team.
Correct, yeah, and I was at that North Branch game as well. That was right before the Christmas break, and they were down double digits both in the first half and second half, battled back, and actually were tied or took the lead right with a minute to go in the game, left in the game. So it was right back and forth, right down to the wire. So that's the one thing you'll notice when you watch it and listen tonight with Rush City, is that they play hard and they don't quit. So you got to be ready to play all 36 minutes, because they're going to play 36 minutes against you.
Absolutely, and as we look at the Mora schedule here, they have played a tough first half of the, well, not even first half, first 6 games of the schedule. It has been tough. You've faced against Pine City, Aiken, Chisago Lake, St. Cloud Cathedral, and then a team that's darn near every year in state, Albany. So to face those teams in your first 6 games, that is not an easy stretch. Of course, they did beat Mille Lacs, but they came up short against Aiken, 16 points. And other than that, it really hasn't, unfortunately, been close for them. But again, these are top-tier teams that they're playing against here in the first 6 games.
Yeah, that Granite Ridge Conference, both boys and girls, is just a meat grinder to go in it week in and week out, game in and game out, to play in that conference. You're talking about Albany, Piers, Little Falls, which is a big school, Zimmerman. I mean, you just go down the list. It's just a really, really tough conference that you got to play in. And of course, you might not see it on in the win losses right now, but those type of tough physical games are going to make you better as the season goes on. It's not how you play in December,
right.
It's how you're playing in February and March, and those games help set you up for section play.
Absolutely, and again, this team, and it's still early on in the season enough where you're kind of still ironing out the fine details of a team and getting your starting 5 out there and where you want them to be. And looking at a tough schedule like that to start the season, as a coach, and it may not matter much, but as a coach, where do you want those tough games? More at the beginning of the season, end of the season, middle? I mean, is there a certain place you want them in the schedule? You know,
it's always good to have them. To answer it, both. It's always good to have them in the beginning of the year, just so you can kind of get the teams to understand this is how we have to play to be successful. This is how we have to work. But it's also good. I remember many years ago we had as an assistant coach for Rush City, we went up to Mora, and that was one of their years where they went to the section final. Really good team, and we played them really, really tough at their spot. And even though it was a loss, it helped us in that first round game where we were able to play a very tough and competitive opening round game in that. So again, it helps in both ways, I think.
Yeah, and both these teams, of course, play in Section 6AA, and that's probably, in Class 2A, one of the tougher sections to play in. I mean, you've got teams that we've already mentioned here, but Pine City being one of them. You've got Albany, Sauk Center, Holdingford, Malacca, Kimball, Spectra. All these teams that we could just run up and down the list of, and each one of them, once we get into the playoffs, are going to be there in the conversation because, yes, you can look at Rush City Mora as the bottom 2 teams, but when playoffs come, these are 2 teams you may not want to face.
Correct, yes, because of what they've went through and how they've went through it, and that's what you just said there. It is a meat grinder. This section, it's just when they put this thing together, it's just a murderer's row. I mean, even for if you're the 1 seed, Albany, thinking, okay, great, I get an easy round. Well, not so fast. The 16 team's pretty good.
Yeah.
And then the 8 seed, it's like, oh well, the 8 seed has 20 wins on the year. So it's just a crazy section that was put together. So maybe in the next round they'll maybe loosen this up a little bit, move some teams around here come April.
Yeah, it is one of the tougher sections, if not the toughest section out there. And I remember, I think it may have been last year, Pine City, they had a pretty good year, even though they were missing Sophie Lotti, but still had a pretty good year, and I think they were still ranked 5th or 6th seed. So it's just incredible to watch this section play out, because I think it's even though it's one of the more competitive ones and tougher ones, I think it's one of the more fun ones as well, because it is so competitive. It is so tough. The teams, even though, 1 and 2 or 1 and 16 might be separated by a whole plethora of wins and losses, it's still going to be a great game to watch.
Absolutely, and you even look at Pine City, they're probably the best team in our area right now in East Central Minnesota, and they struggle when they go over and play Sauk Center and Osakis, and it's just like, wow, it's just in Albany, so it's just it's tough section.
Yeah, it really is, and I can't wait to see how this one plays out. Can't wait to see how this game plays out here tonight, of course, between the homestanding Rush City Tigers and the Mora Mustangs, both coming in with a 1-5 record. We're just about set to get our starting lineups and our national anthem, so we'll take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll be set for that tip-off here on nice 95.5 FM, KBEK.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Back here on 95.5 FM, KBEK. Ethan Game Day Gilman joined alongside Joe Lattimore, and your starting lineups tonight here for the Mora Mustangs, coached by head coach Dale Strelo, will be number 3, Parker Ennis, number 4, Sophia Steffen, number 5, Lauren Colgraff, number 11, Milena Osmus, and number 32, Quincy Osmus. They are wearing their white away uniforms with their blue number and letters. And on the other side for the Rush City Tigers, head coached by Brecca Giller, number 2, Autumn Stream, number 5, Kayla Diedrich, number 12, Taylor Lenzen, number 30, Grace Folkema, and number 50, Veronica Hemming. They will be wearing their home blue uniforms with the letters and numbers yellow outlined in white. These two teams just about set to go after it, and I recognize some of these names from the fall sports in volleyball, and man, these athletes got a lot on their plate with with sports and their academics, and it's very tough line to tote. But I mean, I feel like in this area especially, they do such a great job of it.
Right. Yeah, it's great to see all of these 2-sport athletes, 3-sport athletes who play fall, winter, spring. So it's great to see the girls get out there and be competitive in all the sports that they want to be in. And again, it's just another. It's a part of the learning experience as high schoolers, so it's good to see that, and we're about ready to get going here.
And something cool that the MSHSL kind of came to earlier in the, I think it was end of the summer, was these athletes are now able to go and get kind of an NIL deal, so to speak, with some of these businesses. Of course, you can't wear anything school-related, but the fact that they're able to do that, I think, is kind of cool because they're not going to be going out making millions like these college athletes are. But to make $50 here and there, I think that's kind of a cool opportunity.
Absolutely, it's kind of fun being an old high school student athlete myself and be like, hey, I'd like to do that.
Right.
How come we never got that?
Right. Tip-off is won by the Rush City Tigers, so they will start with it, and quickly they go up the court down to Autumn Stream. She works underneath the basket. Her shot is up and no good. Going to be taken by Sophia Steffen, and she's going to take it up the court here for the Mora Mustangs. She works on the far side of the court, nearly stolen away by Stream, and Stream is one of the more aggressive players out there. She will get in your way, and she'll stay in your face.
Well, she's long and lean, those arms. She's really long, and she can really disrupt passes and get in passing lanes and shooting angles. So it's really, she plays tough there. And when she was down here, she had a great shot, just a little off on the shot.
And this ball is given back to Colgraf from Ennis, and Colgraf trying to go inside to Steffen. It was knocked away but taken back by Quincy Osmus. As she goes to the line, or to the net, she was fouled, so she'll get to go to the line and shoot two. That was a great play by the Tigers, but an even better play by the Mora Mustangs to be aware of where that ball was going to get it back.
Yeah, she really did a nice job taking it strong to the hole there, and it looks like the foul is going to be on Grace Fulcom. That'll be her first of the game.
And the first one is up and in from Quincy Osmus to make it a 1-0 lead here for the Mora Mustangs.
Quincy, a lefty shooter here, so good to see. You don't always see that.
No.
The last two games, I think I've had a lefty, so interesting.
So she makes both to make it a 2-0 lead here for the Mora Mustangs. And the Tigers quickly up the court. They get it off to Diedrich now, and Diedrich all the way across court to that elbow to, I think that was Fulkema, and Fulkema's shot is up and no good. And Malena Osmus will get the rebound there for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Mora came with a little half-court press, or three-quarter court press there, and didn't disturb them too much, but we're going to have a foul here, looks like, on Parker Ennis as she was trying to stop Taylor Lenzen from going up the court.
And what a block there we had by the Tigers. That was Autumn Stream. We just mentioned her. She got the block on that shot, and you mentioned she's long, and she showed it off right there.
Right, the dribbler tried to get through two there, but Stream was there and was able to cut off it and make a great play there. Now, looks like right away it looks like it's going to be the Rush City Tigers are really going to try and work it inside. They think they might have some kind of advantage in there. So they're going to look to inside there on that low block and see what they can do now. Rush City comes out in a full court press of their own. Ooh, it's going to be tough. It's going to be two on Fulkema, Grace Fulkema. Some two quick ones.
Yeah, that pass was to Veronica Hemming down low, but it went through her hands. It was last touched by her as it went out of bounds. So Mora trying to inbound there, and as you just mentioned, Fulkema will pick up her second foul, and I believe she just came off the court, and in for her will come
her sister, Bella Fulkema.
Bella Fulkema. You know, I never know if somebody is sisters or brothers or not, because I have been in a situation where same last name, they look super similar, but they're either cousins or they're even not related sometimes. So I'm always hesitant to say, oh, sister.
I did that the other night with Sophia and Vivian Lottie. I didn't know if I said they were sisters, and I'm like, I don't know if they are or not, so I'm just going to stop saying that.
As this ball is going to be rebounded by Veronica Hemming, and then she was fouled as...
Looks like Ennis is going to pick up, Parker Ennis is going to pick her second up too as well.
So the Mustangs and Tigers both have two team fouls with 16:20 to go. It's a 2-0 lead here for the Mora Mustangs, as now Lenzen will take it up the court here for Rush City. She drives inside, got a nice lane to run through, turned on the Jets, and then it is no good. Lenzen's going to grab her own rebound, though, and she lost it for a moment, gets it off to Bella Fulkema. She's no good. Rebound is put up and in by that Veronica Hemming.
Rush City's doing a really nice job on the boards here so far. Had a lot of second chance opportunities there, and with Parker Ennis picking up her second, Carla Quall came in for the Mustangs.
And driving now inside looking for Quall, but instead they'll go to Sophia Steffen. Steffen at the top of the key will give it off to Colgraf now on the far side for Quall. And Quall will bounce pass it back to Osmus, top of the key, trying to go inside for Steffen. Instead, she'll give it off to Colgraf for two, and that was some pretty darn good passing there by the Mora Mustangs, just being patient.
Yeah, nice little pick and roll that they're trying to run their pick and roll offense. Very patient with it. It starts with a backdoor cut towards the basket, and that's what they got on that one. They finally got it, rotated a couple times around, and were able to get that backdoor cut and get a nice bucket there by Colgraf.
Again, a pass that was unable to be taken in by the Tigers. It will go out of bounds, and the Mustangs will take it up the court again. Colgraf nearly had it stolen away by Diedrich, and that one is going to go out of bounds. Last touch by the Mustangs. So the Tigers catch a break there, and we'll try to go back down or to the front court, try and tie this one as we get set to inbound from Bella Folkema.
Looks like both teams doing a little full court press there, seeing if they can get some easy points. Little runner there, came up a little short.
Lenzen just inside the free throw line.
Just a little bit more in control on that one.
Yep.
Kind of come set there and see what she's got for advantages.
So no good, and then Steffen has it stolen away, but it's going to be stolen right back. Wow, it is a great battle down there, as that is number 4, Caitlin Hemming, who got the initial steal, and then it was stolen right back by the other number 4, Sophie Steffen. And now this one's blocked and taken back by Caitlin Hemming. No, that's going to be Diedrich, and Diedrich, her shot is up and no good, and then rebounded by the other number 5, Colgraf. Wow, action right now is just quick, and I can barely keep up.
That's right. Back here, it looked like the foul there to start's going to be on Lenz, and she's going to pick up her first, team's third here for the night. Yeah, a little back and forth going on there. It's kind of tough to keep up on all that. Now Rush City's going to have their full court press now with Caitlin Hemming going to guard. Going to go deep.
Deep pass, looking like a quarterback out there as that ball gets to Colgraf, and it's poked out from behind. I didn't catch the number. It might have been Bella Folkema who poked it out, but it's going to stay with the Mustangs.
Asmus doing her best, Rogers routine. There's the back shoulder there on the deep pass.
And now checking into the game is Abigail Kellish for the Mora Mustangs. She wears the number 21 jersey. And I did not see the call, but
that was just out of bounds.
Okay.
So they tried to lob it in, and it just went a little too far.
Either way, Lenzen has it. She loses it, but her teammate right there to pick it up. That's Caitlin Hemming. She'll go inside to Veronica Hemming, and she's trying to drive inside. She's going to put up a shot off the backboard and in for 2. That's a great opportunity and shot there from Veronica Hemming.
Nice steal.
Oh, wow. Great steal.
Autumn Steele with the steal on the inbounds there. Quick little one. Inbounder thought she had it, and just there it was, right picked away there. Looks like number 12 is in for Mora now as well. Couldn't tell on that one, sorry. I was trying to see who the inbounder was. But, yeah, quick little action there. Autumn Stream kind of played a little slow play there and came up, and she thought it was open and passed it in, but there was Autumn to pick it off and had a nice little left-handed layup. And
that quickly turns the tide as now the Tigers have a 6-4 lead with 14-16 left on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics custom braces or Invisalign with 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Find out more at embracemn.com. So the Mustangs are the ones who take that timeout. They'll be left with 4 here in the game. It's 6-4, the Tigers lead, and again, some very fun, fast play here in this one, and it's been defense who's been coming up big here lately, and now the Mustangs will get it inbounded there to Osmus, and now trying to go inside and keeping it alive that time was Taylor Lenzen with the steal, and now trying to go quickly down the court, and shot is up and no good. It's going to be rebounded by Kellish, and here we go the other way for the Mustangs.
Looks like there was a little block there by Mora on that one. Came up a little short, so I think it was blocked on the shot.
Checking in for the Mora Mustangs is going to be number 23. That is Tegan Oslin.
She has the ball now.
Yep.
Delilah Oberg in for Rush City now as well, 24.
And that shot from Osmus, hand on it by the Tigers, but they're going to say last touch by the Mustangs, so the Tigers will get a chance to go back and extend their lead. A deep inbound pass here.
Another back shoulder.
Diedrich, and
looks like it was supposed to be.
That's why I wasn't sure, because it looked like it was last touch by the Tigers, so I was wondering. But, hey, the Tigers almost got away with it there.
That's the old trick, right? You just go stand there. They're just going to give it to somebody, so why not give it a whirl?
So they almost.
Worked for half a second.
Yep. And, that one, Taylor Lenzen, just playing terrific defense right now, suffocating these Mora Mustangs players on offense, they have no room to breathe, and she knocks that one out of bounds, so the Mustangs will look to inbound again, but man, the defense here, and again it's knocked out of bounds. My goodness.
Kellish is actually being pretty smart there on the inbound. Now both of them have come back to her, and your natural reaction is, I want to grab the ball, but she's out of bounds. So
yeah,
both times she's kind of backed away from it and did a good job, because your natural reaction is, hey, I got to grab this ball.
Bounce pass here to Oslin's going to be blocked and stolen and on the floor, and
I think they're just going to call a jump ball.
Yep. And the possession arrow will favor the Mustangs, so the Mora Mustangs will hold on to it, and let's see. This will be 4, 5 maybe inbound tries here, and maybe they can get something going on this one.
And you know what? They're running the same inbounds play over and over and over again. It's just pick the picker.
Osmus, that's Milena Osmus, who gets the inbound. She finds a lane and then loses it, and taking it away is going to be Oberg. Delilah Oberg.
Caitlin Hemming brings the ball up, throws it to Oberg. Got a foul on Mora. A little quick pace going on here, so it's kind of tough. I think it's too quick sometimes for the girls as well. They're kind of getting a little too fast here, playing too quick. Slow it down a little and run your offense.
And I think certainly sometimes that is the case a lot, because they want to go out. They're excited to play. They're excited to be out there. But you can just get a little ahead of yourself sometimes, and I feel like a lot of times we see that from teams, especially when it's a good game like it has been so far, as Bella Folkmo will get the inbound trying to keep it alive. Oh, I thought she did for a moment, but Delilah Oberg, great effort. Try and keep that one alive, but it's just out of her reach. It'll bounce out of bounds and go back to the Mora Mustangs with 13-17 to go here in the first half. 6-4 is the lead for the Rush City Tigers. Elena Osmus will get it inbounded here to Sophia Steffen. And Steffen will take it up the court. Looks to the far side. That's where she'll give it off to Quall. Quall will bounce pass here to Oslin. Oslin pauses a moment, looks to her left, wants to go inside. Instead, she'll dribble it herself to the near side. She's going to drive inside. Nice lane, but a beautiful block there by Bella Folkema. Now a race up court from Diedrich, and the shot is going to be called off. They're going to say it was on the floor, so wow. What a block there from Bella Folkema.
Great block, because it was going back towards the basket they want to go to. A lot of times blocks happen where it goes out of bounds or stuff like that. But this one went right back to where they needed to go, and really good play there by Rush City. But looks like we got a foul now on, looks like number 5, which will be Colgraf. That'll be her second now. So
yeah, team's 5th. It looked like Veronica Hemming almost wasn't ready for the inbound pass there for a second, but she was able to grab it, and Colgraf will check out, and in for her comes number 20, and that's going to be Lindsay Clevin. And Clevin comes into the game. But the Tigers get the inbound. It's Diedrich. Diedrich trying to drive inside on the right side, and
see, the 5-second call, though, is you're supposed to make a play towards the basket. And so when he called the 5 seconds, she was going towards the basket. So I'm not quite sure why that was called.
Well, it is Mustang ball once again, and they'll go up the court. Interesting call, as Milena Osmus has it now to Steffen. Steffen will step back and kind of reset the offense here, get him into the play call she wants. She passes it over to Osmus. Osmus looking inside. She wanted to go to Clevin. She will. Clevin stands at the top of the key. Now gives it off to Steffen here on the near side elbow. Wanted to go inside too. I think that was Clevin, but instead gives it top of the key here to Quall for 3, and off the backboard and in. Our first points in some time here. Oh, and this one's going to be stolen away. Stolen away here by Oslin. Sophie Steffen inside for Quall again, and she picks up quick 5 points to make it a 9-6 lead for the Mustangs.
Yeah, really good pace there again. It's that press, kind of gets people distracted.
And a nice move by Lenzen. Sorry to interrupt.
No worries.
I seen Lenzen cutting in, and I thought she was going to make that basket, and then they go quickly up the court to the Mustangs, trying to find Quall, but it is out of bounds. And yeah, again, sorry to interrupt.
7th straight point there if she would have made that. So.
I just seen Lenzen driving inside. And
when she's got a motor, she goes. There's no doubt about that. So
I was thinking she was about to pick up her first points of the evening, but we sit at a 9-6 lead here for the Mora Mustangs in Rush City. The timeout called there by the Rush City Tigers, and again, 11:38 to go here in the first half on that Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. Dr. Stevers is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Start today at embracemn.com.
Both teams, I would say, Ethan, right now, just playing really good, tough, physical, aggressive defense. You can really see both teams are being physical, being aggressive, and neither team is really backing down from it. So it's good to see this going on here in this game. So it's kind of a three-quarter court. Looks like they're gonna let you get the inbounds. They're gonna try and stir you up the court here and get you trapped.
And they're trying to get it to Diedrich, who comes down with it, but she had to go through some physical play to get to it. The shot is up and no good from Lenzen. Rebounded there by Clevin, and quickly up the court go the Mustangs as it was touched as it went out of bounds by the the Tigers. So it will go back to the Mustangs.
Mustangs doing a really nice job getting that run out here. They're getting the last couple of possessions. Now they've had Qual running down the court and had some opportunities to get some easy layup points.
Inbound here goes to Qual, and Qual gets it off there to Osmus, and that shot is up and no good. Rebounded by Veronica Hemming. She gives it off to Lenzen on the far side of the court. She's going to take it inside, bounce pass to Folkema, and Grace Folkema's shot is up, no good, but she was fouled, so she'll get to go to the line and shoot two. And
good
again,
job. I was going to say, good job breaking the press, and again, you break the press, break it down, get a nice shot, and they were able to get a good shot there, so Folkema will go to the line to shoot two.
Again, the physical play, we've mentioned it, you mentioned it, and I mean, just these two teams' ability to play through it, I think, is just awesome. And like to see physical games, and the refs are kind of letting it go just a little bit. They're not letting it get too physical, but they're letting it go just a little bit, and you got to like that when two teams who are battling here on a Saturday evening.
Hey, don't see that too much.
No.
I think I was told there was an honors band going on today, so they had to move it to a later start time because of honors band.
Gotcha. So I know this game was originally scheduled for 1, and then I know you text me and let me know, hey, it's at 7:30 now. That
was good because then I was down at the North Branch boys game watching them take on Cloquet with a 60-46 win for North Branch over the Lumberjacks this afternoon.
Yeah, and that section as well, because that's a weird section, first of all, but for North Branch to be in, and football-wise, but for them to be in a section with Cloquet and those Duluth teams up there is just, it's just weird. But it's a lot of fun play as that ball was tossed to the side. It looked like she was trying to get it to Folkema, and Stefan nearly got the ball and stole it.
Great hops on that. I think when she landed, though, to regather herself, she actually put the ball on the line, so that's why she was out of bounds, I think. From our vantage point, it's tough to see up here, but it sure looked like she caught it inbounds, but the ball was out of bounds.
Either way, great effort play as Veronica Hemming will give it back out to Autumn Stream. Stream trying to drive inside. She loses the dribble, and it's going to stay with the Mustangs. I believe it went off of a Mustang foot, or the Tigers. It will stay with the Tigers, went off of a Mustang foot. There we go.
That's what you were saying. I knew what you were saying.
You knew what I meant. And checking into the game for the Tigers will be number 4. That's going to be Caitlin Hemming. Looking to inbound is Lenzen. She's got to get inbounded quick, as that one's going to be stolen away by Kellish for a moment.
Smart
then we get
play
a whistle.
There. Smart on the coach there. He called a 30-second timeout because Kellish had possession of the ball, so he was able to call timeout before the jump ball could take place. So heads-up play there by the coach.
And those are always heads-up plays by the coaches. When you see that, they want to keep the possession arrow sometimes in their favor. They just don't want to go for that jump ball because the possession arrow isn't in their favor. But I got to imagine it's not ideal for a coach to have to call the timeout in that situation because, well, you do lose that timeout, and you would rather have your team be able to get out of it. But, again, it is a smart decision there by Dale Strelo, the Mora Mustangs head coach.
I just say it's heads up because so many times as a coach you're watching saying, okay, what's happening, happening? It's like, oh, maybe I could have called timeout there.
Yeah. So. And that's got to be so hard. I mean, again, you mentioned how they're watching everything on the court, or they're trying their best to. Of course, they've got Owen. And excuse me.
I was wondering where they're going to do that.
So Osmus inbounded it off the back of a Tiger, and it goes the other way because it's stolen. And then we get a block. Holy cow, the action in this one is just non-stop. My goodness gracious. That was blocked by Kellish as the the Rush City Tiger went up for the shot, and then we get a foul. And I don't know.
Yeah, it was on Taylor Lenz, and she's going to have to be very careful here. She got very demonstrative with the official. There could have been an easy technical, hands up in the air saying, I didn't touch her type deal. So you don't want to show up the refs. They don't like that.
Steffen will take it up the court. Nice bounce pass there. Oh, almost got away with one, did Osmus on the trail, but she put it up before that third foot came down. And now Lenzen trying to go the other way to make up for it. She doesn't get the shot. It's no good. She gets her own rebound, though, and now she's triple teamed on the boundary line. She's trying to get through it, and
I think he called.
And now we're going to get the
is.
technical.
Yep.
Oh, boy. And I believe that'll go against Brecca Giller.
No, it's against Lenzen. It was underneath here. He had. So she was. So what happened is she got triple teamed down there, and I think she said something that she shouldn't have. And like I said before that, she was getting a little demonstrative, and it wasn't to that official, but the official who called it saw it. So that is what was called. So we got technical fouls coming here for Mora. It looks like Kellish will be at the line. Misses the first.
And that's unfortunate because this one has been a physical game, and you just wonder if that is going to happen in a game like this where someone's not going to like a call and they're going to get a little too upset with it. And unfortunately, Lenzen did there, and she's been showing her displeasure to her teammates as well. So,
not to interrupt you, but in high school, in high school sports, that technical, it's not only a technical, but it's also a personal. So now Taylor has 3 fouls.
Wow.
Lenzen has 3 fouls now. So now it'll be Mora's ball underneath to take it out after the technical fouls.
Well, and not only that, they're going to be watching her now. It's not like they're going to put a target on her, but they're definitely going to be watching to see if she says anything or is more demonstrative, like you've mentioned, because, I mean, now that you've already done it, they're going to be making sure that you don't do it again. And now, oh my goodness, nice drive there by Kellish to put up the shot. It's in for 2.
Nice running layup there by her.
12-6 is the Mustang lead, and that pass from Hemming, she was looking for Stream, and I don't think Stream was ready, and that pass was just a little bit off the mark, so it goes out of bounds, and it will go back to the Mustangs. 12-6, they lead with 9:21 to go here in the first half.
That's a press. You might not think you get the steal or anything like that, but what happens is you make them play faster, which Rush City is doing right now, and what's happening now is that they're just throwing Aaron Pauls because they're trying to play fast.
Kellish with a nice shot fake there, but she traveled before getting that pass off to Steffen. And the ball will go back to the Tigers.
Oslin's checking back in for Mustang.
Stream will look to inbound. She gets it inbounded here to Diedrich, and Diedrich gives it back to Stream. Stream on the far side of the court now at the top of the key. She looks to drive inside, guarded well by Steffen. And Stream and Steffen, that looks like a fun matchup. Those are 2 long, lanky players, and that is going to be a fun matchup to watch throughout this game, as has the rest of this game. I mean, the game has just been downright physical and fun, but that matchup should be a fun one down the stretch.
Correct, yes. Down here, the jump ball occurred because tried to throw the lob in. You never want to try to throw the lob in from the baseline just because you got backside help. You always want to try to throw the lob from top of the key. So got into traffic there in the jump ball, but the possession error will stay with Rush City on that one.
Mora got a late substitution there, and their head coach Strelo, he said, hey, you got to yell that. You got to let your teammate know. That way they get off the court in time. But either way, the Tigers have it. It's going to be Bella Folkema, who nice job keeping that in play, and then gives it off to Oberg, who puts it up and in for 2. Bella Folkema with a very, very heads-up play there to keep that right foot off of the boundary line, still hold on to the ball, and get it to her teammate Oberg for the 2 points. We get a foul down here on the Tigers.
That's the right call. Kayla Dietrich got a little too close with the body there, so it caused her to fall out of bounds. So now we're into the bonus.
You have it as her second on the board. I've only got 1.
That's what I have too.
Okay. 7th team foul for the Rush City Tigers. Either way, it's Osmus. Milena Osmus at the line to shoot a 1-and-1. Shot is up, no good. Rebounded here by Oberg. She'll give it up, and now it's, Diedrich. Diedrich takes it to the line, up and in for two. Nice shot by her, just finding that lane to run through and taking advantage of it. And
great wall set by Mora. Really not much more they can do about that. Just she's able to just kind of split that wall a little bit and get that shot up. But great help side defense. Just great shot by Kayla Diedrich.
And now in the game, Avery Ennis is into the game, and this ball is going to be stolen away. Oh, but knocked out from behind. So it was Diedrich who had the steal, and then she nearly had it stolen away, but it's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Tigers, so we'll go back to the Mustangs, and the Mustangs catch a break there.
She wasn't in. Oh, wow, interesting. Wow, he wasn't paying attention on that one. So they tried the old trick again where they're going to throw it off the back of the defender because the defender's not watching the inbounder. Well, when she threw it back in, her back foot was still out of bounds. So she had not established herself inbounds. So it should have been a violation on the Mustangs there because she was not in bounds completely.
So now the head coach for Mora wants an explanation on something over there. Team foul-wise, 7 for the Tigers, 6 for the Mustangs, and Dale Strelo getting an explanation on something that happened, that last play, I'm assuming. It is a 12-10 lead here for the Mora Mustangs with 7:50 to go in the first half.
I think he's questioning if that was actually a travel or double dribble, whatever he called down here. So
okay. Either way, the Tigers do have it back. It's Caitlin Hemming who looks to inbound here to Stream, and it was poked out by Quall, and then we're going to get an over and back. So Quall pokes it out, and
Hemming was Caitlin Hemming had not reestablished herself into the backcourt, so she had. When she grabbed it, she still had her establishment into the front court, so over and back call.
That was going to be my question because I thought if the defender had tipped it and they go and get it, that it's not an over and back, but. Great explanation here from Joe. Thank you so much, because I would have not known how to explain that one. But either way, stolen away by Autumn Stream from the Mustangs. So she's going to take it inside. I'm surprised that one wasn't called a foul, but they're going to let it go, and it will go out of bounds off of Stream, so we'll go back to the Mustangs. Again, they're letting this physical play continue.
I think Osland did a great job. She beat her to the spot. She held her ground. She just threw it straight up and down, and Stream went into her, and that's why it went out of bounds off of Stream, so that's why she got the ball. Mustangs have the ball, too, and that was a travel there, yeah.
It's travel from the Mustangs, and they just substitute. I think this is their 11th player, Megan Sperling, into the game. We're in that number 14, and that's one thing I know I've seen from the last time I watched this Mora Mustang girls team go at it. They will substitute a bunch here in the first half, and then we won't see as much in the second half because they will usually get their starting 5, 6, 7 out there in the second half, but they like to give you a different look with these.
So when she inbounded the ball, she stepped on the line to go inbound, so she had actually not – she wasn't all the way out of bounds when she threw it in. So.
Oh, my. So some mental errors here by both of these teams, and I think that's kind of a story that we may not talk about here, or we haven't talked about here so far in the first half, is kind of the mental errors that have been happening, just these simple things that need to be fixed, but have – oh, my goodness, what a shot there from Avery Ennis. She had to get that one up over 2 defenders. I don't know how she did falling back like that, but she did. Nice job by her to make it 14-10. But nice job there by Stream to get that ball. A nice pass, but it was stolen away here by Carla Quall, and I'm trying to keep up with the action as best I can. We're going to get a jump ball. My goodness. Back and forth we go. Possession arrow favors the Mora Mustangs. They lead 14-10, 6:56 to go here in the first half.
Yeah, Grace Folkman tied her up there, but she's playing with 2 fouls, and she's got to be careful on that. That could have been easily called a foul, and then she's sitting there with 3, and you don't want two of your starters on the bench with 3 fouls.
As we know, Lenzen has 3, and she's been sitting almost since she got that third and that technical. And you mentioned it's a personal foul as well, so unfortunately she sits with 3, as now Sophia Steffen has it for the Mustangs. She gives it off to Osmus. Osmus fakes inside. Now she drives inside on the far side, just going to bounce pass here to Oslin, and that shot is up, no good, taken away by Bella Folkman.
I think that was Quall who shot that.
So Quall Half the time I cannot tell because you've got similar numbers and then the jersey gets scrunched up or they're inside getting guarded real well, and I just try to call whatever number I think it is. But Carla Qual is going to get that foul there for the Mustangs, her first team 7th, and now Bella Folkema at the line to shoot. I believe it's 1-1, or
Correct.
was that called
Yep.
a shooting foul? Okay.
Nope, 1-1.
So she makes her first as I try to update the scoreboard here. A bunch of action going on. Now, I know a lot of people might be looking at a bunch of action. Well, it's only 14-11. Well, unless you're watching the game, it's hard to tell because there has been just an absolute load.
There's a lot of players touching the ball in a lot of places on the court, so
Yes.
it's really tough to keep up.
Sophia Steffen with the rebound there as Folkema did not make her second shot.
I think free throws are going to be huge here down the stretch as we go through this game. It might come down to who can make the most free throw shots here in a tightly contested game right now. Rush City is 1 for 4, 3 for 6 for the.
Oh, what a
Mustang
block. Sophia Steffen, and then it's stolen right back by Grace Folkema. Wow. Again, didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's so hard to not interrupt when you've got all this action happening on the court. I know we've interrupted each other a couple times now, but I mean, I think we're both understanding because it's the action on the court again has just been phenomenal, even though we've got a lower scoring game.
Right. Well, inbound steal, possession steal. It's like what's the foul? It's like okay, who's doing what now?
Right. Just under 6 minutes to go. The shot is up, no good, but rebounded by Bella Folkema. She gets it over to Grace Folkema, and that one gets into Stream's knees, and it's going to be stolen away by Carla Qual.
Oh.
They didn't call the travel there on Mora, but they'll get away with it. And taking up the court now is Oslin. She gets it off here to Osmus and trying to drive inside, but we get a whistle and a foul going to be called on the Tigers, so that'll be their team's 8th.
So it's going to be on Grace Folkema, so she's going to pick up her 3rd foul.
Well, this should be a 1-and-1 unless they called it a shooting for Oslin. I didn't catch that.
I think it had to be on the floor, so it's
Okay.
got to be a 1-and-1 because she was driving. I don't even think the NBA would call that continuation.
Milena Osmus is at the line to shoot a 1-and-1 for the Mustangs. Her team leads 14-11. 5:40 to go. Shot is up. And, unkind rim roll. And that was out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers. Trying to go and grab that rebound was Oberg, but just had to go off her fingertips out of bounds. So the Mustangs will catch a break again and get to inbound as they will inbound here to Sophia Steffen. Steffen on the far side. Goes inside. I cannot see the number, but the shot is up and no good there from Sperling. And getting the rebound is Stream. Stream will bring it up the court for the Tigers.
Grace Folkema is still playing very aggressive there with 3 fouls. Veronica Hemming tried a long-distance 3 and, well, it hit the other side of the floor.
And missed the mark on that one, and Stream raced after it to try and keep it alive for her team, but unfortunately it bounced out of bounds, so ball will go back to the Mustangs, and now Steffen gets the inbound. She's guarded well there by Folkema. Now going inside, a beautiful pass and just a beautiful job by Sperling to kind of wait and drive quickly at the last possible moment inside to the basket. And it's up for 2, 16-11 now, the Mustang lead.
Looks like Grace Folkema came to help her sister Albella Folkema, and her girl kind of slipped behind, and that was Sperling who did a great job. She just ran to the basket, found her, put it in for 2.
9th team foul now for the Mora Mustangs. I didn't catch. It looks like that's going to go against Quincy Osmus.
Her second now.
With 4:57 to go, Bella Folkema at the line to shoot 2. First one is up and gets the kind roll from the rim. Make it 14-12 on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Find out more at embracemn.com.
16-12 right now. We missed that last Sperling shot. I know that's tough to keep up with. That's trying to keep all that stuff together. I don't know how you do it by yourself all the time.
Well, I should know better. I should be looking at the actual scoreboard, not mine. Shot is up, no good. Nobody got the rebound. They're going to say it's going to be out of bounds. Last touch by the Tigers. 16-12. Thank you, Joe, for paying attention.
It took me about this time of the game the other night to realize I was supposed to be doing that on the scoreboard too. So everybody was seeing double zeros. So Takes a little bit to get used to.
That's all right. Knocking the rust off. It's been a while. It's been a while since you called the game for us, but we definitely appreciate it. The winter season gets so busy, and appreciate that you're able to come and help us. And that is Bella Folkma with an absolute block. She kind of hooked it almost, and now they're going down. Oh, and they're going to get a travel call here on Autumn Stream. We've kind of talked about they've missed a couple of these travel calls here today, but they did not miss that one on Stream. And the Mustangs get it back with 4:31 to go.
It's the right call, but again, there's been a few others that have kind of let go, so you got to figure out it. And it's tough as a player, okay, what can you get away with and what can't you get away with type stuff.
That ball, Avery Ennis nearly had stolen away. This shot is too far, and Bella Folkma will bring it down. Now they're going to go quickly up the court. They got someone there. Was Autumn Stream, but stolen away. And a great hustle effort there by Tegan Oslin to get the steal.
Just trying to play a little too fast than what they can right now. Oh, yeah, body there by Folkma.
4:02 to go, and Bella Folkma is going to pick up her first foul in the team's 9th.
Should be a bonus here. Looks like it's going to be Stefan going to the line to shoot the last 1-and-1. 4:02 to go. So from here on out, they'll be shooting 2 free throws on every foul.
Stefan's first one is up and good. 17-12, and yes, that is the correct score this time. 4:02 to go here in the first half on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible.
Missed the second one there, a little too strong, kind of rolled right on. So possession 2, the Tigers. Caitlin Hemming is going to bring it up. She passes it over to Kayla Diedrich, back to Veronica Hemming, but it's just a little too off course, so it'll go back to the Mustangs.
And unfortunately, that ref not wearing a blue and yellow jersey. Otherwise, he would have been in a great opportunity to possibly pass that one down low.
Great spot, chance to cut it to 2, but not the right jersey.
Unfortunately. It is Stefan now for the Mustangs. She'll give it off here to Kellish, and Kellish will stand top of the key. She'll give it off now to Oslin. Oslin stands near side on the elbow, gives it off to Osmus. Now on the other side, she goes, I believe that's Kellish. Yes, correct. Kellish going to drive inside, gives it out to Stefan. She puts it up for 3, off the mark, and coming down with the rebound, a nice rebound too, is Caitlin Hemming. She'll take it up the court here for the Tigers, wanting to go the entire way. Oh, and maybe an ill-advised pass there at the last moment as Tegan Oslin is going to come away with the steal. And this time, trying to get it to Avery Ennis. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by the Tigers, and the Mustangs will hold on to it. They'll get to inbound here with 3:09 to go.
Dietrich did a really nice job of getting back and able to get that ball tipped out. Now we're going to have Hannah Mechtal come in. I'm always told I'm supposed to tell her name because not everybody gets her name right because of the spelling of it. Mechtal.
Yeah, I definitely would have needed help on that one, but Mechtal with the substitution there coming in for the Tigers.
I'm going to go quick here right away again here. Stefan in the corner. Guarded by Folkma, Bella Folkma. Another ill-advised pass, this time by the Mustangs.
And it was stolen away there by Veronica Hemming. Now they'll take it up court. Yeah, that's Diedrich. Diedrich trying to drive inside. A shot from the distance, no good. Rebounded by Veronica Hemming, no good again. It's Diedrich who comes down with the rebound, puts it up and in for 2. And being a great teammate right there, both Veronica Hemming and Diedrich helping each other out on their rebounds. Eventually, they get it up and in for 2 to make it a 3-point game. It's going to be stolen away here by the Tigers. Autumn Stream, she gets around the defender to put it up and in for 2. And all of a sudden, it's a 1-point game now with the Mustangs in the lead.
One thing you've noticed right now is Rush City's really been doing a really good job of controlling boards, like offensive rebounds. They've had quite a few offensive rebounds that have gone their way, and now it's tipped out of bounds by the Mustangs. It's going to be back to Rush City. Mora's going to pick them up full court. Looks like a little person-to-person full court press.
Yeah, and a great job there by Rush City. You mentioned controlling the boards, and I think that's going to be another thing we're going to have to look at throughout this game is who can grab the rebounds, because, again, we've seen a lot of missed shots, as we won't see a missed shot there from Bella Folkma. She puts it up and in for 2 to give them the lead back with 18-17 now.
This has been really a game of runs
Ooh.
here. It's Mora will get a few points, and out comes Rush City, and they're back. And now here comes Autumn Stream with a nice run-out pass by Bella Folkema to give them a 3-point, 20-17. And now a turnover by the Mustangs. They're going to have a traveling violation on the Mustangs. So.
And that's going to hurt because, as you've mentioned, the Tigers have been on a run right now as they have gone on 6-0 run to give them a 20-17 lead. And, I think the Mustangs only have, 3 timeouts left, so you really don't want to use one as a coach right now to kind of settle things down. Is that the 5-second? No, a great timeout call there by Brecca Giller, the Rush City Tigers head coach. So she'll use one there with 1:42 to go in this first half on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, they'll do all the heavy insurance lifting for you. And if you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget. Find out more at embracemn.com. So it has been a very fun one. It has been a defensive matchup between these two teams, and now all of a sudden a 6-0 run has the Tigers up on the Mustangs 20-17, and it kind of felt like before that 6-0 run, like the Tigers might start to pull away the Mustangs might start to pull away just a little bit, but then all of a sudden the Tigers, you mentioned it, and I believe that is 100% the reason why they have the lead now, is they're grabbing the rebounds on both sides of the court and giving themselves second chance opportunities on offense.
Yeah, it's great to have those 50-50 balls. You always want to win those 50-50 battles, and in that little run there Rush City had, but a turnover here by the Rush City Tigers will give the ball back to Mora.
Stream was looking for Veronica Hemming on that one, and it went just past her reach. It was a nice pass. It was right to where the defender wasn't. It was just to the opposite shoulder, and now we're going to get another steal here from Bella Folkema, and going up the court quickly, and Diedrich, that's a foul. I was going to say if you don't call that one. So Diedrich gets fouled, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2, I believe. Yep, it'll be 2.
I think it's on 11, so it will be Leia Osmus, her second. So Dietrich's going to go to the line to shoot 2 on that one. She kind of got caught underneath and kind of got bailed out because she was really far underneath. I don't know if she had much of a shot there, but then she got pushed in the back, and then that got her out of that one. But she misses the first.
Yeah, I was wondering how she was going to get out of that. And again, you mentioned it, bailed out by the Mustangs. That they fouled her, and if the Mustangs played it a little bit more smart, they would have just kind of let her kind of figure out how to get out of there, because I don't think there was really any way she would have. And Diedrich makes 1 of 2 to make it a 21-17 lead. Now a 2-possession game in favor of the Tigers, and for the most part of the first half it was the Mustangs with the lead, and now the Tigers have the lead with 1:15 to go at the end of the first half, as now it is Avery Ennis, who gives it back to Sperling. Sperling off on the far side, gives it to, I believe that's Milena Osmus, and she'll give it back here to Tegan Oslin. Oslin fakes it inside, and she'll pass now to Kellish. Abigail Kellish tries to go inside to Oslin. It went through her hand. She keeps it alive, but it's going to be on the floor, and jump ball possession arrow favors the Tigers.
Mora does a really nice job of running that back door cut, trying to get those easy layup, and it's causing Rush City some problems there in terms of how they're going to help on those pick and rolls, because they're going to slip it. They're going to come up like they're going to give that screen and then slip down. So do a really nice job here of running some really good half-court offense by the Mustangs.
Inbound to Diedrich, and then it's stolen away there by Kellish, and she'll put it up and in for 2. So ending that run from the Tigers.
Fouls.
So she gets 2 points and gives a foul, and that is a foul that is tough, because now you send Mora to the line. Now, like we've mentioned, Tigers haven't been great from the line tonight, but
she's going to get 2 because we're in the double bonus.
Caitlin Hemming misses on her first one, but anytime that you give a team a opportunity at free points, especially this late in a half, who already has the lead, that is not great, and it's not a great thing to have happen. But again, Tigers have not been great from the line, but again, another bot. Caitlin Hemming will make the second one after she misses her first to make it a 3-point game once again.
We'll see if Mora wants to kind of hold for the last shot here, if they're going to try and get one here real quick, or how they're going to run this. Looks like they're going to try and get it, and that's stolen, and then stolen back, and now we're on the floor, and we got a jump ball.
So the Mustangs will get it back because of the possession arrow pointing their way. Now, I'm kind of surprised we don't see Sophia Steffen out on the court right now. She's usually their 3-point shooter, they do not have her out on the court right now, and being down by 3, I understand she needs a rest. She's been out there a majority of the first half, but I would think in this situation you would want her out there. But nice pass inside, and that shot is no good from Kellish. So she's going to go to line and shoot 2. Another foul here. That'll be the 10th for the Tigers. And that will be the first for Caitlin Hemming. But as I was saying, in a spot where you're down by 3, you want the best three-point shooter out there if you're going to go for that last second shot, as the first one falls there for Kellish to make it 22-20.
Yeah, 13.9 seconds, so now you're going to have the last shot here for Rush City, regardless of what happens here. And with that jump ball, if nothing happens here in the last 14 seconds, you're going to have the possession arrow coming out of halftime. So great opportunity to do some stuff, but it's turned over now, and they're going to have some time
to
get it down. And at the buzzer.
Oh, she missed it. Oh, and that was blocked and a foul. Wow. What a turn right there. I think it was stolen by Milena Osmus on the other end as Diedrich tried to drive inside. She lost the ball, taken away by Mora. They went down the court. They had an open shot, but missing it was Oslin. And
great hustle by Tegan Oslin. She was able to, she wasn't the first one there, but she was able to get that miss, and then she was fouled going up, and now she's going to go to the line with 0.2 seconds, and she's short on the first one.
Yeah, that's tough. A chance to tie it here, but going to miss the first, and this will be it after this one, and no good. That is it, and that is how we will go to halftime. Wow. This half took a while. It definitely took some time. I think normally we would be into the second half, at least part ways with any other game, but this one took a while in the first half, but I'm not complaining. It was full of action, even though it's a lower scoring game. We had a ton of action to speak about, as it is a 22-20 lead here for the Rush City Tigers at home, defending their home court against the Mora Mustangs. We'll take a commercial break. When we come back, we'll recap that first half that was, and then we'll talk about the keys to the second half for both of these teams. You're listening to Girls Basketball right here on 95.5 FM, KBEK.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas. When you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available. Online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Ice Santee has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment. Highway 65 in Ice Santee. Or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
Back here on 95.5 FM, Ethan Game Day Gilman joined alongside by Joe Lattimore, and the first half has come to an end. It was a longer first half, but even though we've only got a 22-20 lead for the Rush City Tigers, it was an action-packed first half between these two teams. 11 fouls for both of these teams in the first half, and the blocks and the steals. I'm glad we're not keeping track of turnovers. I mean, we need two statisticians for us right now in this game just for all the action that we had in the first half. But it was a fun one, and again, we've seen some mental mistakes, we've seen the turnovers, we've seen some ill-advised passes, we've seen some really smart plays, we've seen some great passing. It has been one heck of a first half here in Rush City.
Got great first half girls basketball here that we had. Like you said, there's a lot of back and forth. There's been a lot of ebb and flow. There's been runs by both teams. Mora getting out to a lead. Rush City coming back and getting the lead and actually held it here to the end of the first half. So it's been a lot of fun to watch. I think what's going to be important for both teams coming back out, Mora picked up some foul trouble, and Coach Strelo did the old coaching, you get 2 fouls, you're going to sit down. So he sat a lot of his girls. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 5 starters had 2 fouls there. And then so that's going to be crucial for Mora to make sure that they stay out of foul trouble here in the second half and keep his starters on the court. And then for Rush City, I think it's just going to be about, hey, we just need to settle down, control. Let's get in our offense. We're going to get some good looks. We just have to be patient. Let's not hurt ourselves. Let's not kill ourselves. Let's look for good passes. Let's make the smart pass a good pass, and then don't pass up open shots.
Right.
Is what some of them have done tonight. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the things you'll have to watch, too, is unfortunately Taylor Lenzen picked up a tech and personal foul there in the first half. So she had 3. She basically sat the rest of the first half. And that was not really early on. I think it was about halfway through the first half when she picked that up. So she'll have to be careful here in the second half because they'll obviously be kind of paying attention and making sure she doesn't be too demonstrative after a foul call or doesn't talk back too much. But scoring-wise, looking at these two teams, starting with the Mora Mustangs, leading the way for them was Abigail Kellish with 6, and Carla Quall was right behind her with 5. Steals-wise, they had about 9 in the first half, 2 blocks, and again 11 fouls. On the other side for the Rush City Tigers, it was Autumn Stream who led the team with 6, Kayla Diedrich, and then was behind her with 5. They had 9 steals as well and 3 blocks with 11 fouls. Rebound-wise, I did the best I could. I don't know, unofficially, I have Veronica Hemming with 6. I don't know if that's even close, but that's what I have. Again, these are unofficial stats that we just try to keep up with.
I would say 2 or 3 of those were offensive rebounds, which Rush City's been doing a really good job of being able to get on those boards and get some of those second chance points. And I would venture to guess that quite a few of their points have come on second chance points. We didn't get the initial one, but we kept that, got an offensive rebound, put back, and then we're able to capitalize on that. Yeah,
and I think that was one of the biggest reasons why the Tigers were able to come from that deficit and take over. They went on a 6-0 run. Actually, it was 7-0 with a free throw added in there. So a 7-0 run. They came out to a 4-point lead here in this second half, and it really looked like early on it was going to be Mustangs because they held that lead throughout the first half into the later parts of the first half till about that 4.5-minute mark. That's really when the Tigers started to get things going. And again, I have to just guess that part of that reason is definitely because they were starting to get the rebounds on both sides of the court, but especially on that offensive side, creating second chance opportunities for their offense in the front court. We are just about set to start the second half. 22-20 is the Tiger lead here at home over the Mora Mustangs. Both teams fighting for their second win on the year, a non-conference game between these two teams, and it's been physical. It's been a little chippy at times, and I can't wait to see what the second half holds here for the Tigers and Mustangs. We are got 18 minutes back up on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics, custom braces, or Invisalign, with 3 locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Find out more at embracemn.com. There's Lenzen back out on the court. She will start the second half. And
looks like starters for both teams are going to be out here. You know, you talk about a non-conference game. The key here, too, is also a section game. And with it being a section game with the QRF now changing to the tiebreaker, head-to-head means a lot. Now, if you're next to each other, you don't have to be within that tiebreaker, and a steal there by the Mustangs to finish that thought. You don't have to be in that tiebreaker margin. If you're next to each other and you won head-to-head, then you get the higher seed.
Quincy Osmus got the steal, and a shot from Parker Ennis is well short. And Colgraf and Steffen come together as they try to keep that ball in play, but they actually hit each other, but they kind of laugh it off, and they go back to defense. And Lenzen will get set to inbound here. And, I'm surprised no foul. And there it is. I was going to say, I'm surprised no foul call there, but they finally whistled it just a little bit late.
And Colgraf, that'll be her third. So now you're going to have to start watching how he wants to play, how Strela wants to play this with managing these fouls.
Lenzen will get set to inbound. It's a bounce pass here to Grace Folkema. And Folkema will take it up on the near side. She stops on a dime on Colgraf, gives it off to Lenzen. Here, that far side, she's going to kind of trying to whip it to her teammate, and then Parker Ennis. So tell me how that one's a travel.
So when you're on the ground, you have to keep at least one part of your body positioned. So basically, if you roll over from one side to the other, that is a travel.
Okay.
So what is interesting about it, though, is that, I mean, if you're on your knees, you could literally slide from one end of the court to the other.
Right.
And it won't be a travel. But if you move your hip from one side to the other, then it's going to be a traveling violation. And during that little conversation there, it looks like Quincy Osmus is going to pick up her third now, sending Veronica Hemming to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, and that's a tough one. That is another starter with 3 fouls now. She makes her first to make it a 23-20 lead for the Tigers, and yeah, that's unfortunate because Parker Ennis had it. She stole it away from the Tigers, but again, she rolled over from her side to her front, and that was the travel call that was called on her that gave it back to the Tigers, which initially led to the foul, and now Veronica Hemming making one of her 2.
And sometimes on the ground, that traveling is kind of like targeting in the NFL and college. Nobody knows what it is anymore, I don't think.
Oh, and nice job there by
save.
Tegan Oslin to keep it alive, but Parker Ennis, her shot is no good. Veronica Hemming right there waiting for the rebound. Gives it off to Grace Folkman, and it's taken away by Megan Sperling, and quickly the other way go the Mustangs.
Just slow down, run your offense.
And now we're going to get the jump ball call. Possession arrow favors the Mustangs. A great job there by Grace Folkman to at least tie it up.
And those cross-course passes are so tough because you got so many hands in the air. Now, if you want to get on the same side and get a run out that way down the sideline or something like that, that makes a lot more sense. But trying to go across court, across all those hands, it's very difficult for that to be successful.
Oh, nice pass inbound to Tegan, from Tegan Oslin to Parker Ennis, and that'll be put up and in for 2. That was a very, very great play call there for the Mustangs. Just the quick inbound, and the other way goes Lenzen, and Ennis going to get the rebound. You were about to say something.
That was great design on that. Sidelines out of bounds. They had one girl leak long, and she was able to get it, and then they come right back. They being Mora come right down, and Megan Sparling picks up the basket to make it a 1-point lead for the Tigers.
Oh, and Grace Folkman had it stolen away by Sophia Steffen, and then Lenzen comes away with it. I don't know how in the world that happened, but the Tigers still have it. Lenzen loses it. Steffen not going to go after it. Grace Folkman comes down with it. It's knocked away, and Steffen super confident. She didn't even try and really work it up court right away. She just kind of leisurely stole the ball, held onto it, and then it was knocked out from behind out of bounds by Grace Folkman.
Yeah, a little too much kind of, I'm going to throw it here, I'm going to look here, and then I'm going to pass it here. And it's given the defense a really good read on where the ball is going. So, again, fake one way, go the other, all those basic fundamentals, just trying to play a little too quick than what we're capable of, them being Rush City right now.
And with the ball is Parker Ennis, and what a drive by Parker Ennis inside. Kind of lulled the defense to sleep there, kind of said, all right, I'll take it a little slow, then turned on the Jets around the corner to get to the basket.
Kayla's going to split them, and then she knocks it out.
Oh.
Hemming with it now, Veronica. Grace, Folkman for 3, a little short. Ooh, close to being saved.
And she almost got that one. I thought that whistle came just a little bit early, but she may have stepped on that boundary line and we didn't see it because, I mean, we got to give credit to the referees. They this isn't their full-time job. They come in here and volunteer their time to do this, so we appreciate them. And they have a tough job, and basketball is probably one of the tougher ones because a lot of times you have only 2. Luckily tonight they have 3, but a lot of times they only have 2, and that can be so hard to see where it goes off of. I've seen plenty of times when they only manage to get 2 out there, and they're like, well, I don't know what happened. I didn't see it, and neither did the other one, so they just have to replay it. But yeah, credit to these referees out here tonight. We literally can't play without them.
That's right.
Oh, I don't know. The idea from Oslin there was to kind of reverse layup, but that did not even come close to working, as it comes down in the hands of the Tigers.
The old finger roll, I think she was trying, but she just didn't have enough air to do the finger roll.
Parker Ennis trying to do what the Tigers did there in the first half, they say, hey, oh, no, it's my ball, but the referees this time well on top of it as Kayla Diedrich will get it on a pass on the near side now, giving it off to Stream at the top of the key. Stream pauses, looks to her right, drives to her right, is blocked by Ennis, and now we're going to get a jump ball. Possession arrow favors the Tigers, so they'll hold on to it. It was Bella Folkema and Lindsay Clevin, who come together to create the jump ball opportunity. It's going to be Stream who will get set to inbound again, and coming in for Parker Ennis right now is Carla Quall.
And Caitlin Hemming is coming in for Rush City for Grace Folkema. Trying to, the 2 with 3 fouls for Rush City. They're getting a little bit of rest right now. Want to make sure that they still have only 3 fouls with under 10 minutes to go so they can make that push towards the end of the game.
Bella Folkema will get the inbound pass, and she'll try to go inside to Diedrich, but it's going to go just past her hands out of bounds, and it will go back to the Mustangs. And I like the pass there. It was like a quarterback, kind of that, not necessarily back shoulder, but getting it out of the way of the defender, making sure where the defender can't reach it, but unfortunately Diedrich couldn't reach it either.
Yeah, the better play would have been to dribble down a little bit there to get yourself a better angle on that pass.
Now Sophie Steffen is in some trouble, guarded by Diedrich, and great defense there from Kayla Diedrich, but it is going to be a timeout called here by Dale Strelo and the Mora Mustangs, so they will have 2 left here to go in the second half. It's a 26-23 lead here for the Mora Mustangs in this game. Up on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, Embrace Orthodontics, Dr. Sievers is committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. You can start today at embracemn.com. 26-23 is the lead here for the Mustangs, and kind of like you mentioned there in the first half, this is kind of a game of momentum, of switching momentum. When one team has it, they have it, and they will take the lead. Then when the other team has it, they definitely have it, and they'll retake the lead. It's been a fun one to watch, but how, as either one of these teams, do you stop that from happening and make sure that your team can kind of pull away inch by inch?
Well, it comes down to playing mistake-free. A lot of mistakes are being made when these runs happen. There's been turnovers, steals, bad passes that have led to runouts for the teams to get some easy buckets. So the best way to do that is just to really make some great fundamental plays. Fake one way, go the other. Make sure you dribble into a good passing lane. Don't force balls where you can see there's a girl behind for a double team if we're going to inbound it. So just simple things like that to make sure that play good fundamental basketball, and that's who's going to win this game, the last 14 and a half minutes of this game.
And it's we have seen our fair share of mistakes here in this one. Owen left wide open, but unable to get the shot. I don't know how she got her own rebound for a moment, but it's going to be taken away. It's Veronica Hemming going to get a jump ball, and the Mustangs are going to catch a break there. Lindsay Clevin was looking for the shot. Almost pulled down her own rebound. Veronica Hemming swiped it away, and then she was tied up, and it goes back to the Mustangs. That's a tough break for the Tigers because that looked like it may have shifted momentum a little bit because they had someone open deep in their own front court, and now beautiful passing. But Lindsay Clevin has that one blocked by Kayla Diedrich. Yeah, that's a great block there by her. She's going to slow things down, and I like that play from Diedrich. She didn't have anything. Oh, and then her teammate wasn't ready. Oh, no. Caitlin Hemming was not ready for the pass from Diedrich. Diedrich, she got the pass. She took it to the far side of the court, slowed things down. I love that from her. And then she tried to pass off to Hemming, who just wasn't ready for it.
Always got to have your eye on the ball, see what's going on. If you don't have it, it could be coming your way. So you got to really make sure that you know what's going on. And the passer's got to help out and call out the name to let you know who is going to get the ball. Ooh.
Qual nearly had that one stolen away, but luckily she will get it off. It's now Steffen who has it on the far side, and she's going to be fouled.
Diedrich will pick up her third.
Kayla Diedrich with her third, and that's now 3 players for the Tigers who have 3 fouls.
Top of the key there, it almost looked like it was a double dribble there by Qual. It's like she dribbled, and then she was going to pass, and it dribbled on the ground and then went again. So it's like, what's going on here?
That ball should stay with the Mustangs. It will. It was knocked out of bounds by Bella Folkma there. And again, the defenses here in this one have just been fantastic to watch. I know a lot of people might like to see a higher scoring game, but it's been just as fun to watch these defenses go at it, even though, yes, there have been some mistakes, but the defenses have just been on tonight.
And both teams doing a great job of playing defense in their end, like you said, but like they're great job there.
So she slid on her back. That's why that one was not a travel, correct?
Correct, yep. Diedrich gets her own rebound and put back, so now she's in. So there's that run out. So now it's 26-25. So we had a 6-1 run to start the second half for Mora. So let's see what happens here as we go forward. If now it's Rush City's turn to go on a little mini run here. That's
kind of what we see in Diedrich going to pick up her 4th, and not great. She was trying to get that ball out. She did bump a little too hard with Steffen.
That'll not be a smart foul. She really reached into that one. Instead of playing body, she got her hand in there, and
looks like
it's going to hurt.
Yeah, she's going to get to take a rest for a little while. And
probably going to have to sit to probably the 7-8 minute mark now with 4 fouls.
Grace Folkma will check in for her, trying to quickly go inside to Oslin, and now they'll get it inside to Clevin. She slips, but she kept that ball dribbling.
Nice
she
move.
Goes up and in for 2 from Lindsay Clevin. That's a tough basket there from Lindsay Clevin, but she manages to get it to fall, and now the other way go the Tigers, but it's stolen away here by the Mustangs, and that is Qual who steals it, misses her shot, rebounded here by Oslin, and it's no good.
Travel.
And the other way go the Tigers, and you heard Joe, it's a travel. And apparently 298 points was up on the board for the Tigers on our scoreboard, but that's not the case. It is 28-25. So the Mustangs will get to inbound here. We'll get a substitution. Ennis will come in for Stefan. Stefan will get a much-needed rest again. She's been out on the court a lot. She's playing a clean game up to this point. She's got a couple rebounds and steals, and she's one of the starters here for both of these teams that has stayed pretty clean throughout this entire game.
Right, yeah, that's one of the few of them. Here's a great chance here for Mora just to run some offense. Just get through, see if you can get a nice, easy bucket here. Don't turn the ball over. Probably traveled there.
I'd say so.
But just run some offense. Be patient. See if you can get a good shot. I mean, it was a layup, but not a great shot. She was kind of falling away on that one. So, again, if you want to build the lead, be consistent on your offense and make sure you do a great job with the ball.
Melena Osmus missed that shot.
Nice.
Most recently, beautiful pass inside to Autumn Stream, and she was just waiting right underneath the basket for two. 28-27. And
part of the problem when you have a mass sub come in and you're playing person-to-person.
Oh,
nice shot. 3 by Osmus there.
Wow. Yeah, she was left all alone on that far side of the court, and she just said, all right, well, I'll take the shot. And she got it to fall. Great job there by Melena Osmus. And now a pass. Oh, nice job to Stream, and now inside to Hemming, but an ill-advised pass. It'll be stolen away by Parker Ennis. She's got a 1-on-2 opportunity, or 2-on-1, excuse me.
Oh.
And she's going to be, they're going to call a foul on that one.
Grace Fulcom is going to pick up her 4th.
And that's unfortunate because now they have 2 of their starters with 4 fouls as Ennis will go to the line to shoot 2.
Looks like Taylor Lenz is going to check back in here.
Ennis shot no good. Off the mark. And
Quincy Osmus and Abby Kellish back in for Mora. Grace Fulcom is going to sit down with her 4. Maybe she'll try and maybe rotate Taylor Lenzen and Grace Fulcom back and forth here with their 4. Maybe she can get some time out of both of them there.
As Ennis makes 1 of 2 to make it a 32-27 game. And
nice
going up the court is Stream, finding a lane, and that, okay, it is a foul. I was going to say that had to be a foul on Colgraf, and it will be.
Pick up her 4th now. So, again, fouls are going to start playing a big role here.
3 team fouls for both of these teams, and checking in is going to be Caitlin Hemming. She comes in for Mechtel. And again, I wouldn't have been able to even come close to pronouncing that right if it wasn't for Mr. Lattimore, who helped me out on that. And that one, inbound pass, is going to be tipped out of bounds by Sperling. And just getting her hand in the way of the pass is sometimes can create a kind of something in the back of the mind of the players looking to inbound and maybe make her second guess herself.
Yeah, live to fight another day.
Inbound is to Bella Folkema, and she's fouled on her way up, and she'll line and shoot 2. That one going to be on Osmus, Quincy Osmus?
I think so. That'll be her 4th.
Oh. So the foul is starting to become a problem now for the Mustangs, as that's their team 4th. Well, Folkema will get set to shoot 2.
Team's 4th, and the second girl with 4 fouls now for Mora. He might have to play a little bit more than he is accustomed to in the second half, like you were saying, how he likes to play a lot of the bench and then kind of shorten that bench in the second half. He's going to, and that's good that you play all those girls in the first half because they're getting experience, they're getting time, and now you're going to need them here in the second half.
Folkema was no good on her first, but she hits the second. So to make it 32-28, a 4-point game and lead now for the Mora Mustangs, as with it is Kellish. Kellish steps back at the top of the key. She looks, passes it across court to Ennis. Ennis will stand at the far side elbow, and she works it to the top of the key. Now she pauses for a moment, kind of looks over the offense, and then gets it off to Sperling. Sperling wanted to go inside, but the pass not there. Just a smart play there to get it off to Quall, and she's guarded well, and that's going to be stolen away. Autumn Stream just sitting waiting, and the nice job coming from behind by Parker Ennis to knock that one out. And a great steal by Autumn Stream, but an even better play to come from behind to knock that one out from Parker Ennis, because that eliminates the opportunity for her to get a free shot at the basket.
Absolutely. Great hustle play by both teams there.
And is that the 5-second or a timeout?
5 seconds.
Ooh. So 5-second clock has expired on the inbound, and ball will go back to the Mustangs. So that's unfortunate there. The Tigers get the steal. They go down. They get a chance to inbound it to hold on to it, but the 5-second inbound clock had expired, and it will go back to the Mustangs. Now Parker Ennis gives it off on the near side here to Qual. Qual steps to the top of the key, gives it off here to Sperling. Sperling gives it off far side.
Nice trying to run that pick and roll, so they're going to get to this over the side here, and they're going to try and run a pick and roll. Nice hands in the way there by Bella Folkema, but she was the last to touch it.
Really, I thought the Mustang player, I thought Kellish actually may have touched it last, just from our point of view, but they do not agree.
They never ask us.
No.
I don't know why.
We'll have to get replay sometime, and then they can start to look to us. Either way, the Mustangs do have it. Parker, yep. That one looked awkward for Kellish, and I think she knew it, but tried to get away with it. Unfortunately, the referees are on top of that one, and the ball will go back to the Mustangs. So these are the kind of mistakes that we're talking about that these two teams have made. It's the double dribbles, the ill-advised passes, and these have been some of the mistakes that have held these two teams down. And you mentioned it before when I asked, what's going to be the key for these two teams to kind of get something rolling, and mistake-free basketball. And so far, neither team able to do that and stepping in front of the pass. There's a mistake from the Tigers as Kellish gets the steal. And Sperling gives it off on the far side to Oslin.
Here's a shot here. Now, you've got girls down there, but good job by Taylor Lenzen to kind of back it up. You didn't have the right angle. You didn't have the right play there, so just run the offense and see what you can get.
Autumn Stream tries to go inside to Veronica Hemming, and they're going to get a jump ball. Ball will stay with the Tigers. Yeah, that pass was a little bit tough because it stayed in the air just a little too long, and the Mustangs were able to wrap their arms around it to tie it up for the jump ball. Possession arrow goes back to the Mustangs now after that gave the ball to the Tigers.
Yeah, the
inbound.
The lobs you never really want to try and do from the side. You always want to do lobs from the top because like it was the secondary defender, the backside defender, who actually tied that ball up.
Megan Sperling steals the pass from the inbound and Sophie Steffen tried to get it back to Parker Ennis and went through her hands, through her legs, and then she got it back, and that's got to be travel, yep. That's close because if they didn't get a travel there, that might have been a foul. I think it would have been.
And Parker Ennis is saying she was hooked, but I would contend that I think Parker Ennis hooked to get open on that one, so I don't know.
Either way, and Bella Folkema almost traveled there. She did a really good job of getting the ball away, though. To Autumn Stream now, top of the key, drifts to the far side, giving a little stiff arm to Ennis here, trying to keep her distance. She gets around her, but that is a travel. Yeah, I think that's the right call there. Parker Ennis, she did a good job, but that one step she took to get around the defender, unfortunately, was one too many.
Apparently the Euro step only works inside the lane, so because I think that's what it was, just a Euro step.
Okay.
But, didn't work that time.
Steffen will give it off to Tegan Oslin here. It's nearly stolen away, but Oslin gets it back. She'll get it now to Ennis. Ennis looking, playing close defense is Stream. And that's going to be stolen away. And here goes Veronica Hemming up the court, turning on the wheels. She's guarded well, though, by Parker Ennis, so she'll have to back it out to Bella Folkema. And they tried to go inside quickly to Oberg. She was wide open inside, but did not notice it at first. And unfortunately, missed an opportunity for a wide-open shot. But they did get lucky because Milena Osmus got her third foul.
Fifth team foul now in the second half. Lob in to Bella Folkema, over to Oberg. Oberg to Taylor Lenzen. She's got it on the corner here. She's going to look in for Veronica Hemming. Hemming now with it. She does a little turnaround jump. Just short.
If you look at that from a different vantage point, that looks like it goes through.
I thought it went in at first. I was like, hey.
That's what I thought, and then I heard you say it missed. So Oslin will get the steal for the Mustangs. It was poked out from behind by the Tigers, and the Mustangs will hold on to it as it was last touched by the Tigers. You can hear the defense chants here by the Tigers student section. Ennis is going to be fouled, and Ennis, that's a tough play to stay in there like that, but a smart play as well to take the contact from Autumn Stream.
Correct. We got Kayla Dietrich and Grace Folkema coming back in. Both of them are now playing with 4, so 3 girls with 4 fouls for the Tigers and 2 girls with 4 fouls for the Mustangs. Wide open underneath. Nice lob in there.
You look for Steffen, did Ennis, and then she'll give it off now to Sperling. A 3. Nice shot there from Milena Osmus. She hit that 3-point shot earlier when she was wide open, and she was left alone again. So she's going to have to be one to watch out for. And now just a smart play by Sperling to get in front of Diedrich there, as that ball was a little too far in front. And she just kind of put her body in the way and said, hey, you're going to have to get it. In order to get it, you're going to have to go through me. And unfortunately, Diedrich can't get another foul here, so she had to back off. And that's unfortunate, too, because it looked like maybe the Tigers had something going.
Yeah, now for Mora, just run some offense, get a nice good look. And when they're running this 5-out offense, it's not always going to be the first cut. It's going to be a second or third time you reverse the ball over that you're going to find somebody open. So just run through it. No shot clock till next year, so just take your time. You got a 7-point lead here. If you want to walk out of here with the win, just run some great offense and get a nice look here.
It's been a fun one to watch with 7.5 to go. The Mustangs do have that 35-28 lead, and then we're going to get a foul call there. Is that, I believe, on Veronica Hemming?
Yeah, she kind of tried to beat her to the spot. She's just a half a step short there, and the Mustang player was able to get there before her.
And looking down the stretch at someone who's got fouls to give, it's going to be Hemming. That's her first of the entire game. So if you're going to look to someone who's going to be trying to foul people at the end for the free throws, it's going to be her. And there we go. Stefan had to inbound quickly, but Parker Ennis was being held by Diedrich, and she will foul out. And I didn't have a great vantage point as to what happened. Brecca Giller is asking kind of why that was called a foul. So I didn't have a vantage point as to why and as to why it was called a foul. So maybe you had a better.
Well, they were both going at it pretty good. I think Parker Ennis was really doing a great job of selling the foul to her. But it looks like I thought we had 5 fouls. They had 4 before. Now it's going to be 5 fouls on Dietrich. So she's going to foul out with 7 points.
So a tough night for both of these teams, but Diedrich going to foul out. Yeah, it's a tough. She's been playing all over. She's got 2 steals, a block, a couple of rebounds as well with those 7 points. So, yeah, I do agree. I think Ennis did kind of sell it really well. Ennis is going to have to. Is that the 5? It was.
5-second call there, on Parker Ennis.
And that's tough because right now Strelo can't use another timeout. He's only got 2 left, and with 7.5 to go and still a 7-point game. I mean, you want to save those timeouts for later, and
if you need them, yeah.
Yeah, and Grace Folkman nearly got away with one there, but she did a good job.
Good skip.
And that's just off the mark on the shot from Stream, and we're going to tie it up. And that's nice to see. They help each other up, and you could see they tied it up, and I believe that was Tegan Oslin who tied it up there with Bella Folkman. They help each other up, which was really, really nice to see, especially in a game like this where at points it has gotten a little chippy. They have been going at each other. It's been really physical, but to see them help each other up, I think that's huge. Just great sportsmanship, and that's one of the things that you see with our local teams around this area is just the sportsmanship above all always prevails, and you love to see it. Oh, and
good cut.
And Osmus knew the play, and she knew what kind of way she wanted her teammate to go, but it was stolen away here by the Tigers. Lenzen, fouled on the play.
Parker Ennis is slow to get up in the backcourt here.
And Osmus going to get her 4th foul. Parker Ennis is going to come to the bench area. She looks like a little bit in pain, but she is able to walk up on her own, so that is great to see. Lenzen will go to the line to shoot 2. She's going to jog it off. Looks like she's going to go immediately to the locker room. Hopefully she's okay. Maybe just needs an ice pack or something.
Taylor's good on the first there. Excuse me.
No, that's okay. There's a lot to keep track of here in this game. 6:46 to go. Lenzen, believe it or not, that's her first points of the game. Looking for her second.
I was going to say, here's an opportunity now for Rush City. Now got a couple free throws here now. Can they get a stop? Get back. Parker Ennis has been doing a great job of being that general on the offensive side here for the Mustangs. Now with her out, get a good stop here and get the ball back, and maybe it's your turn to run. And they do. They get a steal by Bella Folkman. She's on a run out to Stream, and Stream up and under, and good. So just like that, it's 35-32.
And here's the momentum shift again we talk about, and it's the mistakes right now on offense by the Mustang. Slapped out of the hand by Oberg. She's got to be careful, though. She might get it. Could get a foul.
Once is okay. Twice you might get it.
Stefan has it on the far side, trying to draw that foul. She will get it.
And that'll do it for Taylor Len. No, I'm sorry. That's her 4th. Sorry.
And I think Stefan did a good job there stepping into the foul as well and creating it. And they are in the bonus. Wow. I was wondering why she's at the line to shoot the 1-1, but they are in the bonus here. As Stefan gets the first one to fall.
Good for the Mustangs in the first half. They had missed the front end of 2 1-and-1s there, so 5 for 12 in the second half, or in the first half. Right now they are 2 for 2, so free throws have changed a little bit here in the second half for the Mustangs.
Stefan can't grab the friendly roll as Veronica Hemming will get the rebound. Up the court goes Bella Folkman. She lost it, gets it back, gives it off to Autumn Stream. She could have been fouled, but instead gives it to Veronica Hemming. Now out to Oberg for 2. It's no good. Veronica Hemming again with the rebound. Her shot is up, no good, but she was fouled and she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
It's just a great unselfish offense there. A few girls passed up good looks for the other one to get a great look, and they're rewarded by playing great offense there and getting the offensive rebounds here. And now that puts Veronica Hemming to the line to shoot 2.
She makes her first to make it 33-36. Cut the lead down to 3. On that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard with 5:56 to go. Embrace Orthodontics, Dr. Sievers committed to providing a world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Start today at Embrace MN. Also, they're helping you find a smile you'll embrace forever. Find out more at thatembracemn.com. Hemming makes both to make it a 2-point deficit.
And just as Rush City was 4 for 11 for 3 free throws in the first half, now they are 6 for 8 in the second half.
That ball went off of a Tiger. Stays with the Mustangs, and you can see the Tigers are stepping up their aggressiveness, trying to take away the ball because these passes are getting out a little slow for the Mustangs, but they got to be careful because sometimes you get that odd man for the Mustangs. They could definitely take advantage of it, and I mean on that time they had 4 to 3, I believe it was, with a defender, and that's going to be on the line. Yep.
Yeah, she stepped out of bounds. She was pushed by Oberg, but that was after she had already stepped out of bounds.
But as I was trying to say, the Tigers are getting a little bit out of position because they are being so aggressive at trying to steal the ball. That at one point it was a 4-on-3 for the Mustangs. So they got to be careful, I would think, a little bit of how aggressive they are as Oberg misses that shot. It's going to be taken by Quall.
Just got a little too deep on her dribble drive there. If she just would have pulled up just a little bit shorter, she would have had a nice job. Probably a travel.
Got away with one. We've seen, though, that it's been pretty consistent at the no calls. And Veronica Hemming with the steal. Quickly, Lenzen. No! Lenzen just missed, and Oberg, she got it. Ooh, I'm surprised they didn't call the jump ball on that one, but Oberg did a nice job to take it away on the rebound, and now we're going to get a foul on the Tigers.
I think it's on Oberg. I think I saw 2 go up. Yeah, so it's going to be her second foul.
And it will bring, let's see, it looks like it's going to be number 20, Cleveland, to the line for a 1-and-1 opportunity for the Mustangs.
Her first free throws here of the night that I have. So.
Yep.
I'm going to say keep your comments short because before you know it, you're going to have something else going on. So.
Thank you. Parker Ennis back in the game, by the way. She left after being injured. She went to the locker room, but she's back out on the court, which is good to see. And the miss on the free throw there from Cleven, so she didn't even reach the rim. So it will go right back to the Tigers, as now Stream will look to inbound. She'll get it inbounded here to Folkma.
Just a straight man-to-man or person-to-person press there, just trying to give a little bit of nominal pressure there, see if they can get an easy steal.
Stream trying to drive in. Oh, and a foul called.
If that's on Colgraf, that'll be her 5th.
Yep, let's see. It is.
Was it 4 or 5?
No, it was 4. They call it on Stefan. Okay. That's her first, and again, she has plenty to give. Stream gets the friendly roll to make it 35-36. And again, the momentum kind of on the Tigers' side right now, but you can see they're being, even though we've seen the physicality throughout this game, they're being a little bit more aggressive on defense.
That is correct, yeah. And she gets another friendly roll there. And we're going to have a timeout called by the Rush City head coach, Brecca Geller, as we're tied right now. So we went from, now we're on a little bit of a 5-0 run here for Rush City. So again, it's going to come down to the free throws, making free throws. As I said, both teams have kind of tightened it up a little bit here, although 2 for 5 now for Mora, 6 for 8, or excuse me, 2, 4, 6, 7 for 10 right now, 7 for 9, excuse me. So they're really doing a better job in the second half of making those free throws.
Absolutely. Of course, on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, we're tied at 36 with 4:46 to go. Your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace Orthodontics wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible. With custom braces or Invisalign, find out more at embracemn.com. This has been a tough one for us to call. It has been, even though it's a lower scoring game, it has been tough for us to call. There's been a ton of action back and forth. There have been, just a plethora of great plays. There's been some tough plays. There have been some no calls. There have been some calls that are iffy. We've had it all.
And going with the calls, we talked about the officials before. I think they've been consistent. And as a coach, that's all you ask for. Just be consistent. Yep. If you're going to let it go on one side, you got to let it go on the other side. And I think they're doing a great job being consistent in what they've called. They haven't changed anything as the game has gone on, so kudos to them. But, yeah, like you said, sometimes you look in the scorebook, in the paper, it's like, wow, they only scored 30 points for the whole game. What's going on here? But yeah, it's been a great, fun game here. It's been high intensity. Both teams playing great defense. A lot of opportunities for both teams, and sometimes they make them, and a lot of times they're not making them. So it's just one of those games where it's just going to come down probably to the last possession of the game here.
Quincy Osmus with 4 fouls is back in the game. She gives it off to Parker Ennis. Ennis will give it off to Osmus on that far side elbow. Going inside now to Colgraf. Colgraf, hook shot, no good. It was well high and rebounded here by Lenzen. Lenzen will give it off here to Folkema. Grace Folkema has that one blocked, but Lenzen comes down with it. She's going to drive inside. Oh, they got a foul.
It's going to be a foul on the floor. He's going to call it on the floor before the shot here.
So 1-1 for Lenzen.
So it looks like it's going to be on Stefan. I think it was 4, so that'll be her second. Lenzen to the line now again to shoot.
And Lenzen was pretty close to taking one too many steps, but she drops that one through, and now the Tigers have the lead again. This is kind of how that first half went. Mustangs held the lead for almost the entirety of the first half. Then with about 4.5 minutes left in the second half, it was all Tigers. As she misses the second one, and Colgraf right there. If nobody was watching it, Colgraf swatted that one away from Veronica Hemming for her teammate Ennis to get the rebound. That's probably one of the smarter plays I think we've seen here tonight.
Right, because if she doesn't, then it's another offensive rebound for Rush City, and they've had tons of them tonight.
So a great job there by Colgraf just to swat that one away to get it back to her team, as now Ennis gives it off. And now on the far side, it's Quincy Osmus who has it. She pauses for a moment. She looks, goes to Stefan. Stefan at the top of the key. We'll give it off now to Qual on the near side elbow, and
called a moving screen, I think is what I heard him say by Parker Ennis.
So that'll be her third foul.
And that'll be 10. Of course, it's a player possession foul, so they're not going to be shooting on this one. But now free throws the rest of the way are going to be 2 for Rush City. Every time they get fouled, they're going to get two free throws.
Oh, and Stefan. Oh, I thought she was out of bounds, but she was not. And either way, it's going to be Tiger ball. She stole it for a moment, but it will go back to the Tiger. Stream thought about 3, and that would have been huge, but instead she gives it inside to Hemming, and it's poked out. Here we go. It's a race to the ball, and
nope.
Oh.
Nope, that's a bad call. That's a bad call. It was tipped. That ball was actually tipped. That was a Mora Mustang tipped it in the front court, and that should have been that was not an over and back. That was not the right call there. So he needed to talk with his buddies there to see what was going on. At least it should have been was a jump ball situation then, because that was not the right call.
So wait.
Sorry to all of our Mora listeners, but
again, we are in no way biased. And did we get a timeout in time? No. Looked like he may have been trying. Maybe I just seen his hand up. But the possession arrow favors the Tigers. So they'll get it back. So either way, it kind of works out for the Tigers. But, yeah, again, we're not biased in any way. We just call it as we see it. And yeah, I think that was not the correct call as well. It was tipped by the Mustang to force it. And if Stefan looks, she's got that one. If Stefan turns around, that is taken away, and she's got a one-on-one opportunity for possibly 2. But now Stream with it, and she gives it inside to Bella Folkema. No good on her shot, but it's tipped out of bounds. Should say with the Tigers it will.
Great play by Colgraf there. She's playing with 4, and she just played down on the ground, played body, played position, and did not go up and go after that one. So it was a great job by her not to pick up her 5th foul there.
3:06 to go.
Oh, that's
Oh, and oh, no way!
Wow.
No way! Are you kidding? Grace Folkema, I don't know how she kept it alive, but she did. And then Autumn Stream got fouled going to the basket. And Quincy Osmus, that's her 5th.
So she's going to foul out with 2 points for the night.
That's tough. Quincy Osmus, one of those 5 starters. She's going to have to come to the bench, and checking in for her will be Tegan Oslin with no fouls. Wow, what a play there.
And it's been hustle plays. I would say, you talk about those 50-50, those are, could go either way. You want to try and get most of those. And I think tonight so far, Rush City has been the recipient of more of those 50-50 balls, getting them to go their way.
Absolutely. I'd agree on that one because, and it's, you mentioned it, the hustle by both of these teams, but right there we've seen it. Grace Folkema wins it. Is now, I thought someone stepped up. Yeah, they're going to call it, and I think it's going to be on Mustangs. No. They're going to say it was the Tigers who stepped early into the lane.
So this is 2 in a row now that this official, I think, has missed calls on. He was wrong on the over and back, and I believe Colgraf was in there first. That's what I saw. Anyway,
I thought I seen a white jersey step in first as well. But, again, we want to thank the refs. We do not – it's not like we're – against the refs. We know they have a tough job. Oh.
That was a great no call by the official there. They were trying to drive contact, but, as a defender, you have that space from you all the way to the ceiling, basically, and she held her ground, and the Mora Mustang initiated the contact. So I would say that was a good no call by the officials on that one.
And I think Stefan almost would have been better off at just holding on to the ball. Her coach, I'm sure, would have called a timeout. He's very smart at calling those, and they needed time. Oh, and Colgraf, that's a steal for Colgraf. A much-needed one as well because the Mustangs running out of time here, and we've seen there's been a chunk of time in between scoring for these teams. Ooh. Oh, nice move. A dribble drive for Tegan Oslin, and it's going to be called on the floor, did he say? But it...
No, it's good. On the floor, yeah, so it's going to be 1-1.
Okay. And that was close to a shooting foul, but I think that I do agree. I think that's the right call.
Falls on Veronica Hemming. It'll be her 2nd.
Again, we talk about players who have fouls to give. Those are going to be, you would think the players who are a little bit more aggressive, but we've seen Colgraf. She's out there playing just like she has throughout the rest of this game, so I don't think we're going to see either side back down and give the pass off the responsibility to another. They're just going to play it out, and I think that's the right call. And no good, but a great rebound there. Oh, she was definitely fouled from behind by a Stream. She got slapped on the hand. Not going to get it called, though, for Sperling. And she did get the rebound, but it's back now for the Tigers. It was tipped. Great job by Grace Folkema. Oh, that's as tough as that is the right call for the foul on Parker Ennis. If I'm a player, I don't like it, but that is the correct call.
So that'll be her 4th now. So here's where Rush City here up with 2:06 to go, 38-36 on the Embrace Orthodontic scoreboard. She's going to go to line to shoot 2.
Ooh, well short. Folkema's kind of laughing at herself right now after missing that one. She didn't even hit rim, so you love to see in these type of games too that the kids out there are still able to have the lighthearted moments where they're able to laugh at themselves, right, especially in a heated game like this has been.
A great competitive game, and you just try and do your best.
Folkema will miss both, and and Bella Folkema, she tried to keep it in bounds, but she's slapped it out, and she's kind of motioning to herself. You got to do it upward motion, not side to side, as she slapped that one out of the. Oh!
Double dribble on Mora.
I didn't see it.
I was
so
checking
I
my
can't
stats
comment.
too, so I didn't see what happened.
I was looking up court, seeing what was happening. I did not see Ennis. Well, we can't comment on that one. So we get a couple of substitutions here. Crazy. I did not see who went in and out. So, and did we get a timeout call?
No.
Just trying to figure out who's in, who's out. Now we're going to get a whistle, and now we got to...
I think we got to make sure we got 5 and 5 on the court. They're all bunched together at half court here, so I want to make sure everybody's playing with 5.
And a great play call for Grace Folkema, but she didn't get to the net in time.
Rebound
but
again.
Hemming.
They're going to call it that time. Yep. Again, Hemming's been, the player of the game right now, I would say, just for her hustle underneath. She's getting all the offensive rebounds, the defensive rebounds. She's doing a really good job underneath her. She won't have a lot of points on the board, but she's doing a great job of just keeping possessions alive for the Tigers.
Well, that one's straight through for a 3-point game. That is huge. And these you mentioned the free throws earlier are going to come into play, and Irene, right now, this is huge. This is going to make it either a 2 or it's going to keep it at a 1-possession game here for Mora. I'd say more 2 because they haven't hit too many threes, so this is a big one.
Almost looks like Stralo's going offense for defense here as well. He's just subbed in a bunch of others, and I see that number 11, Osmus, is back in. So, again, looking for his offensive threats here on this side of the ball here. Colgraf with a 3. And
just off the mark.
Good.
Yeah, it did. Lenzen will come up with the rebound. And it is. Jump
ball. Yep.
You don't think that was a little bit of a quick whistle there?
Probably, but, yeah, you got to be a little bit more. Know what's going on. Taylor Lenzen got the rebound, then she dribbled right to the out of bounds marker there. It's like, hey. Try and get to the middle, not go to the – and here's who they wanted on that shot.
Ooh, not going to get it. And that's tough because Milena Osmus is the one who has been hitting those threes. Oh, missed an opportunity, did Parker Ennis, to get a free steal. Lenzen, by the way, nice drive, and the shot is good. That will – I don't want to say put it away, but the spacing in between scoring that we've seen just might.
Oh, way downtown by Milena Osmus. She was just a step closer, but Stefan picks up the offensive rebound, puts it in, and makes it a 4-point game with 1:10 to go on the Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. So I think we're going to have a thrilling finish here.
We are that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. They will do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. And if you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at embracemn.com. This has been, again, a fun one to be a part of. I'm so glad I've had you along. There have been some calls where I've had questions on, and I'd just be talking out my you-know-what if I didn't have you here. So I appreciate you being along. It's been a fun one. I'm glad it's been a fun one between these two teams. They're battling each for their second win on the season, and again, you talked about it before, a section win as well.
Correct, yeah. So again, we've talked about, right, it's been ebb and flow. Is there enough time now left with 1:10 to go in the game for Mora now, who just scored the last bucket here, to get a run going on their own to maybe get back into this and take the lead here at the end? What Rush City's going to have to do is be patient. Like a lot of the times here, they've been forcing the ball up the court. They've been getting some good looks here or there, but now, as I like to say, it's always right now you're at the point where the only thing we're shooting are free throws and layups. That's all we need right now. Take some time off the clock. You're going to get fouled. Get to the line, make them. As Mora, what you're going to look for is, Grace Folkema is 0 for 5 tonight from the line, so you're going to want to look for some of those girls now. Some of the assistant coaches are going to be telling Stralo, hey, we got to foul her. We got to foul her to make sure we get the right people to the line, because they are going to be shooting two shots here the rest of the way for both teams.
And that's why you have your assistant coaches, the assistants to the assistants. That's why you have those coaches, because one may see something that the other does not, and that can help. And Lenzen, beautiful drive, but the shot is up and no good. And a huge rebound there by Tegan Oslin. And now here come the Mustangs. That's Ennis. She could have taken that shot, but instead she'll give it to Steph, and that's going to come up well short. But Tegan Oslin again with the rebound. She was fouled. I thought that looked a little funny.
I think he was waiting to see, is she going to make it or not? Because if she makes it, I'm not going to call it. But since it was a miss, I think I'm going to have to call it. So that's going to be on stream, her second. And we have Tegan Oslin going to the line. She is 0 for 3 tonight from the line. So
you might be okay with her being at the line if you're the Rush City Tigers. 50 seconds to go, 4-point game. And there's a miss.
Hit the heel.
Yeah, so these are big, and these are probably what's going to help this game go one way or the other. And again, for Mora, they haven't been able to get a ton of offensive rebounds, and I think that's been huge tonight because the Tigers have just been so good as she makes the second, so that does help.
One possession game now. Ooh.
And probably not the person you want to be sending to the line is Stream.
Stefan with the foul. It'll be her third. But again, you're 83, 82 feet away from the line, so very little time has gone off the clock. So great foul there. You're going to have to get into a foul game now to get the possession back, and hopefully they do not make their free throws. She is 3 for 4 today from the line. Autumn Stream.
and make another one. 43-39, that's huge, and that could really, really make or break this game. And again, with the time we've seen in between scoring throughout this game until now, of course, like you mentioned, it's going to be a foul game, but we've just seen so much time in between where if these two teams didn't have, I think the Mustangs were early into it again.
Yep, that's what I think he's going to call it this time, too.
Yeah, and that was on...
I think it was Stefan who stepped in a little early there, so Stream will get and again, that's if you make it, doesn't matter. If you miss it, you get another free throw.
Yeah, Qual and Stefan were both early in, and again, you got it. That hurts because she didn't make the last one. That hurts the Mora Mustangs because, again, she did not make that second one, but she gets another opportunity at it, and she makes it. 44-39 with 49 seconds to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Thanks so much for staying along with us here tonight. It's been a late one. Started at 7:30. We're now going close to 2 hours by the time this one gets done, so we appreciate you sticking along for the ride. It's been a fun one, and it's been kind of a tale of both halves being super similar. Mustangs in the first half held the lead throughout the entirety till about that 4.5-minute mark. That's when the Mustangs took over, held the lead till the end of the second half. Then we seen a 6-1 run in the second half for the Mustangs. They held on to the lead again till about that 4-minute mark, and now it's been all Mustang since, or Tigers since, excuse me.
Yeah, and this time now they've been able to, them being the Tigers, be able to hold on to the lead. Now they've been doing some, again, down the stretch here. If you want to win games, you got to make free throws, and that's what Rush City's been able to do here down the stretch, and especially in the second half. As I said, I don't have the totals yet, but as I look at my board here, there's a lot more colored circles than there are uncolored filled circles, so they've done a much better job of that in the second half of getting getting to the line and making those free throws. So it'll be, again, here you don't want the clock to stop. You're going to want to, if they get a bucket, give them a bucket, but you're going to have a girl on a girl and make sure you get the defensive rebound for Mora. What you're going to want to do is get a quick bucket here and get it set up right away. You're going to want to try and get a press set up right away, and that's probably what Strelo did there.
That was tipped. And that's going to be a big one, too, because Stream.
Veronica Hemming on the run out. Gets it back to Stream, and Stream makes a nice little give and go there.
And that will probably put it away. 46-39. I'm not saying that we won't see a comeback, but that will definitely put it away with Hemming coming down with it. That's a steal, and that will probably do it.
20 seconds to go here in the second half. Bella's going to hold on to it, but she's got to get across the line. I thought maybe she was going to get it.
Yeah, as you said that, I just looked back and I was like, oh boy, she better start moving, otherwise that's 10 seconds is going to come off the clock and it'll go right back to the Mustangs.
It'll be Osmus's fifth, so she's going to finish with unofficially 6 points for the Mustangs.
So 16.5 seconds to go. 46-39 is the lead, so the Tigers are going to come away with a victory here tonight, move to 2-5 on the season, and get a win in the section as Bella Folkema shot is up and no good. It will stay a 7-point lead, though, for the Tigers. And we've seen some crazier things happen, but with 16.5 seconds to go, I don't think the Mustangs will score 7 points. They definitely could, but it would take a lot to go right.
You just don't want no fouls if you're the Tigers right now. No fouls. If they get a shot, they get a shot. If not, no big deal. Because in high school basketball, the clock doesn't stop on makes like it does in some of the other ones. Kellis takes a way.
Wow.
Knocks it in. That was like NBA 3 there. Holy cow, that was way downtown.
Abigail Kellish with the 3. Well, that cuts it to a 4-point lead. They heard what I said, and she said, you know what? No. This is not over, by the way.
Yeah, it was a great one. And they got what they got. They got a good one. They got a quick shot, 4 points, still 2-possession game. So they're going to have to get a quick inbounds. They're out of timeouts, so it's going to be really difficult.
Yeah.
And what if your Coach Geller, you're saying, hey, even if they steal the ball, we don't want them to steal it, but if they get a bucket here under 5 seconds, you don't have to bring the ball in. They're out of timeouts, run the baseline, the game's over. So if they play it smart, they're not going to have to inbound it if it's under 5 seconds. So again, it's a numbers game right now, and the clock is in the Tigers' favor.
Now, you mentioned that basket. If they get the basket, don't get it in. But is there a way that the Mustangs can do anything about that to prevent them from running the clock without inbounding?
Well, you could grab and foul. Yeah, you could do a foul and grab type deal there. But it has to be, something. It can't be intentional because then you're getting 2 shots and the ball anyway. So Autumn Stream's going to inbound, and she's going to be able to run the baseline here and find somebody and just get the ball in here. And they really don't have to get it across half court. Just hold on to it. And I guess they're going to call it there. It was kind of a
Parker Ennis was slapping the back of Veronica Hemming, kind of wondering, hey, when is the foul going to get called? And
it was kind of like the elbows were locked and just kind of front and back, just kind of boom, boom, boom.
It almost looked like they were siblings. Like, no, you can't have it. That'll be her 5th, by the way, and she will check out, and she'll finish with unofficially 5 points and 2 rebounds and a steal.
6.2, so just a few seconds came off the clock here, so Veronica will go to the line for 2.
Yeah, Veronica Hemming tonight, I think I've got her with, well, it looks like 8, but they have 9 on the board.
That's what I got right now, 9.
And I'll go and switch it to 9. Now 10. To make it 47-42.
She is 6 for 7 from the free throw line here in the second half, so really doing her job on at the free throw line, at the charity stripe.
Hemming makes them both.
So now it's really tough. Now it's a 2-point possession, 2 possession game, and they got to be threes.
And so that is missed from Colgraf and taken by Lenzen, and that will do it. So the Rush City Tigers come away with a win at home over the Mora Mustangs, 47-42. We'll take a commercial break and
48-42. Sorry.
Yep, there we go, because she made that last one. 48-42. We'll figure it out sooner than later, ladies and gentlemen. But that is the final here in this one. It was a fun one, and we will take a commercial break, and when we come back, we'll recap this game and let you know what's coming up for both of these teams as well as us for next week. You're listening to girls basketball on 95.5 FM, KBEK.
The mushroom melt is back at A&W. How does this sound? Sautéed seasoned mushrooms and onions with melted Swiss cheese on your choice of a juicy burger or grilled chicken. Then add golden French fries and a medium soft drink. It's the mushroom melt and fries combo at A&W. Now, top it off with a classic A&W root beer float featuring vanilla soft serve and made fresh root beer, all in a frosty mug. Or how about the A&W root beer freeze? Signature combos and delicious treats always at your local A&W restaurant in Pine City.
No appointment? No problem. Injuries and feeling ill don't always happen during normal business hours. That's why Wellia Health has urgency services open 7 days a week. Urgency Services in Pine City offers the care you need when you need it. Hours are now 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. 7 days a week. No need to call or make an appointment. Just stop in. When tomorrow isn't soon enough and normal business hours just won't do, you can count on Wellia Health to be there for you. Live life well at Wellia Health.
Most Americans do not have a proper will or estate plan in place. Many of you listening have been putting off that important task for a long time. Stop waiting and contact Spear & Swanson today. Spear & Swanson can help you put together a tight legal estate plan to make sure the assets you've been working so hard to obtain get passed on to your loved ones in the way that best fits you. Spear & Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-629-7586. That's 320-629-7586.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a four-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
It's time to start pushing snow. Sorry, just the messenger. Thankfully, Minnesota Equipment in Isanti has affordable machines to do the heavy lifting. Any size property. Toro and Aaron's walk behind snow blowers. Oh, you got land, huh? How about John Deere lawn and garden tractors? Or a compact utility tractor? Minnesota Equipment has them in stock. Snow removal doesn't have to be backbreaking. Not if you get into Minnesota Equipment, Highway 65 in Isanti, or visit minnesotaequipment.com.
Hey, I'm Chad Greenway. When I was playing, I loved chasing down running backs. But you shouldn't have to chase your bank around when you're buying a home. Franzen Bank and Trust Mortgage Consultants will be with you stride for stride, like a linebacker on a running back, from pre-approval to closing and beyond. Let Franzen Bank guide you through the mortgage process. Learn more at franzenbank.com/get there. Franzen Bank and Trust. Real people, real results. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer, that signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Choose the right divorce attorney. Spear and Swanson will make sure the judge knows your side of the story. Let them help you with your divorce, custody, child support, harassment, or orders for protection. They also handle DWIs and other legal matters. The right divorce attorney does make a difference. That's why you need to choose Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City. Call 320-620-7586.
Back here on nice 95.5 FM KBEK, the Rush City Tigers get the victory over the Mora Mustangs 48-42. And Joe, this was a fun one between these two teams. And again, the halves were kind of similar. Mustangs pretty much throughout the entirety of the first half led until that 4.5-minute mark. Then that's when the Tigers took over. Begin the second half, a 6-1 run for the Mustangs. Then all of a sudden, Mustangs hold on to that lead till about the 4-minute mark, and that's when the Tigers started to take over. But one thing that was very obvious in the first half and the second half was the rebounds, and offensively for the Tigers that started to go their way, and that's really what kind of turned the tide.
Right, yeah, they were able to get those second chance points that really helped them get back into the game and take the lead and hold on to the lead. I think they did a really good job of taking some shots that were there for them, not making them, but then having somebody underneath to clean it up. And that was somebody who did a really good job of cleaning it up tonight was Veronica Hemming for Rush City Tigers. She had a lot of trips to the line and was able to get those offensive and defensive rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
It really was a really good presence in there for Rush City tonight.
Yeah, she did a great job, and I think you mentioned that she would have been our player of the game for sure. She didn't have a whole ton of points, but she did finish in double digits with 11. And as we take a look at the stat leaders for the Mora Mustangs, we'll go over there. They finished at 42 points. Again, leading the way for them was Abigail Kellish with 9. And then we have Milena Osmus with 6. She hit some nice three-point shots. She was left alone. She said, I will take my chance, and she did, and she got them to fall through. Unfortunately, she couldn't get the last couple to fall through here at the later parts of the second half. And then 5 for Parker Ennis and Carla Quall. And then as we continue on, 4 for Megan Sperling, and 2 for Avery Ennis, Lindsay Clevin, Colgraf, and then as well as Quincy Osmus, and 1 for Tegan Oslin. And they finished with 18 total steals, 9 in each half. They had 2 total blocks with 25 total fouls. On the other side for the Rush City Tigers, hopefully I got these right, we'll see though. Autumn Stream, she finished with 17 maybe, I think, and she led the team.
On the up there it says 17, but I don't know. I had her as 19 and Kayla Dietrich for 5, so I don't know if the board's never correct, but it's the book that matters. But yeah, I had Autumn Streen as a high today with 19, followed by Veronica Hemming with 11.
Yeah, and they did a really good job here today. They had 15 total steals, 9 in the first, 6 in the second, 4 total blocks, 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and 21 total team fouls. And again, it was a battle of the defenses here in this one. But again, it was the mistakes that both of these teams had to overcome, and it was really the Tigers who were able to overcome those mistakes in the second half, and they started to not not make as many. They definitely still made some, but they started to make not as many. They started to clean it up a little bit, and then you could see that helped their defense a bunch.
Absolutely. They really got into the passing and did a really good job of getting Autumn Stream did a great job not only on the offensive end but on the defensive end. That length really caused some fits. She had a lot of steals in the second half, and Rush City was able to get out and get some runouts as well. And what stood out to me as well as the free throws. We go total for the game. Actually, in the second half, 3 for 8 was Mora, and they finished the game 8 for 20 from the free throw line. On the other hand, Rush City, 16 for 24 in the second half.
Wow.
20 for 35 overall. And as my old high school basketball coach used to say, you always want to shoot or make as many free throws as they shoot. That's a formula for success. So I guess my old coach Ballman was right. 20 made for Rush City and 20 attempted for Mora made the difference in this one for Rush City.
It really did, and you mentioned those free throws as we were nearing the end of both halves, and kind of when the Tigers were turning the tide, you kind of mentioned that the free throws were going to come into play late in these halves, and they really did as the Tigers started to make some at the end of the first half, and they made a plenty here in the end of the second half, and of course it doesn't help when Mora unfortunately got into a lot of foul trouble. They had a couple of players foul out, one being Quincy Osmus, the other one Milena Osmus, then they had a couple with 4. In fact, actually looked like Parker Ennis also had 5 as well.
Well, she got her 5th at the end there when she was trying to foul at the end there. That
but 4. Yeah, that was kind of interesting to watch. Lauren Colgraf did finish with 4 as well, but yeah, and it was the fouls that really came into play. The physicality of this game, they let it go for the most part, but then they started to call some things, and again, they called it consistent. And that's what you want. Again, if you're a coach and or viewer watching this one, is you just want it to be consistent. You don't want it to be super inconsistent. They kept it the same both ways. They called it or they didn't call it, and that's all you can ask for, again, from referees who, this isn't their full-time job. They come in here, volunteer their time to do this, especially on the weekend like this. We thank them so much for being here. But it was a good one here between these two teams. The Tigers will move to 2-5. Mora will fall to 1-6, and it's a tough one for either team to lose or win. Both of these teams are in a local listening area. We call games for both of these teams, so to watch either of these teams lose is tough, but one of them unfortunately did have to lose. I've said this before calling games. It's like, I don't want either team to lose. Can they both just win? Can we both tie, go to the next round? But unfortunately that is not the case. And
we're not calling hockey, Ethan.
Right, exactly. As we look at these two teams, well, this does it for the week for Rush City. Then they will go next Monday. So they're coming up really quickly. They've got a game on Monday here against St. Cloud Cathedral. They will come back here at home, and then they'll have almost a week off before. Oh, excuse me, that's Thursday. Never mind. I promise I can read. They'll be on the road in Malacca next Thursday before they go to next Tuesday and have Bram at home again. So a pretty tough stretch here for Rush City the next week or so, as they will have a game on the road, but 2 games at home where they're going to have to play 2 very tough teams.
Yeah, that's a really tough, if you look at it, St. Cloud Cathedral is usually a very tough team. Malacca is really good this year, very physical, big. They're going to cause some problems. And then Bram is really good this year. Again, I haven't been able to see any of their scores yet, but I know they should. If anybody's going to challenge Pine City in the Great River Conference, it's probably going to have to be Bram this year, I would think.
Yeah, and Bram right now, if I remember correctly, I believe they haven't lost yet to this point. I think, they're 8-0 right now, sitting at 3-0 in the conference, 2-0 in their section. Of course, they play in the Section 5A East. That's split up into a couple there. But, they're right now 8-0 on the year. They have not lost. The only close game was against Malacca. We just talked about Malacca, how good they are. They beat them 5 points, 46-41. Other than that, it really hasn't been close for Bram. They have really taken control of everyone they've played against. Ogilvie, I thought, was going to be a good game for Bram. It wound up being a 19-point win for Bram. So Bram is going to be one to watch out for here, especially in the Great River Conference, because, again, they do play Rush City and Pine City. I believe they still have to play Rush City twice. No, they don't. They already beat them. Wow, 56-40. So that is going to be interesting as this season goes along to see how Bram does, and I think Bram going to be one of the tougher teams to beat in the conference. Of course, Pine City still the team at the top that everyone kind of looks at, but they're both of them right at the top, 3-0 in the conference, as we see. Right behind them, though, is Ogilvy at 4-1, and then Rush City down there at the second to last spot, 1-3. But them and Hinckley Finlayson, that anytime those two play will be a fun matchup as well, because those two teams towards the bottom in the conference, but again, two great physical, scrappy teams.
Correct.
As we look over to Mora's schedule, they will have another game coming up here on Monday as well at home. Then they'll play next Thursday and Friday. Thursday at home against St. Francis, and then Friday on the road in Malacca before the next Tuesday traveling to Little Falls. So that's not an easy stretch either for Mora.
No, neither team has a lot of easy wins on the schedule at all. It's not going to get any easier for either team.
And looking up for Q Media coming up here on Monday, we're not sure who we're going to cover yet. We're between two spots right now, but either way, Joe, I think you may have some availability there on Monday, it looks like, and I think you and I will be calling a game together once again Monday, so that should be fun. Then on Tuesday, we will have boys hockey and basketball coming up. Then Thursday, girls hockey, basketball, boys basketball. Then on Friday, some more boys hockey. Again, me and Joe back on the airwaves for that one, so you get to hear us together a lot this year, which should be fun, because I think he definitely provides some insight that I definitely don't have. So
well, I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate you being here. It helps me a lot having someone else here, and definitely is, I think, better for the people watching to just not hear my voice over the broadcast the entirety of it. But the winners here in this game are the Rush City Tigers over the Mora Mustangs, 48-42. Joe, any final thoughts for this game?
No, I just say that, kind of what we thought. It was going to be a close game, a physical game. Both teams really did a great job of just playing hard. We can talk about, was it clean, was it any of the other stuff, but what you can say of both teams play extremely hard. They work together. They have great team camaraderie, and that's what you want to see. And we were able to see a great game here at Rush City, and we'll see more as we go throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And again, the final 48-42. Want to thank all of you who tuned in here tonight. Thanks for watching. I know it was a little bit of a longer game than usual, what it seemed, because that first half kind of took some time, but I want to thank you for tuning in and watching throughout the entirety of this game. Want to thank all of our fine sponsors who sponsored the broadcast. If it weren't for them, we really wouldn't be able to come out here and even broadcast this game. So thanks so much again to all of our fine sponsors. Want to thank Joshua Miron for getting me on and off air here this evening. Thanks so much to him for watching and making sure he is aware of when I am on and or off. I know I create problems for him a lot. So thank you to Joshua Miron. Thanks again to Joel Lattimore for joining me here tonight. I appreciate it. I always enjoy it when you and I are able to call a game together. Again, always providing insight that I don't have, so thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you, Ethan. You do a great job of getting that play. When I get up here, I'm like, okay, who's who? Takes me almost 3/4 of the game to figure out who's everybody on the court. So you do a great job picking up those names, and away we go. So nice job.
Well, thank you so much, and again, thanks for joining me. Again, the final, the Rush City Tigers 48, the Mora Mustangs 42. For KBEK, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. That was Joel Lattimore. Please have a great rest of your night and a great rest of your weekend.